Supply Group. WholesaleSupply.us.
Hi, I'm Pastor James Sears from Mount Olive Ministries. We understand that today, more than ever, that we live in, well, let's just say a fast-paced world with overcrowded schedules. With work weeks that can last up to 55 hours, kids' games, and long weekends, sometimes it's hard to fit everything you want to do in one week. But that doesn't mean that you have to miss out on church. No matter where you are or what's going on in your life, there's still a way for you to stay connected. We'd love to see you in person each week, but for those weekends when you can't, Mount Olive Ministries offers live streaming every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. through our website and Facebook account. You can still participate in worship, giving, and hearing the Word of God by tuning in. And if by some chance you can't watch at exactly 11 a.m., feel free to go back and view it anytime. You can check us out at mountolivecog.org or on Facebook by searching for Mount Olive Ministries. We look forward to you worshiping with us soon.
Hey, this is Alfonso, the General Manager of Crown Cleveland, your local home for Jeep and Ram. I'm here to announce that we have revamped our express lane. We are fully staffed and ready to take care of all your quick lube and oil needs. Please Google Crown Cleveland and see our great service specials.
It's $1.50 Wing and Whiskey Wednesday at Aubrey's Cleveland.
Hey, Andy Morris here. Join me along with my co-host on The Drive, presented by Hardees, weekdays at 5 p.m. on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Cleveland and Bradley County's local sports show, weekdays at 5 on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
From the Kia of Cleveland Studios, this is ESPN Cleveland 101.3, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making the top of your house the best it can be. Visit bestbuymetalroofing.com.
It's time for The Drive on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, presented by Hardees. We will bring you nonstop sports news from the national and local scene and everything in between. So buckle up and join in on the conversation. It's The Drive.
Welcome back into The Drive. I hope everybody out there is having a good Wednesday as we head into Thanksgiving tomorrow. So listen, if you're not on the road right now, you don't want to get on the road because it is packed. It is packed. And we're very, very happy to have with us today, on time this time, Mark Smith. Mark going through the craziness that was yesterday, but thanks so much for coming in today, Mark.
Jimmy, it's my pleasure to be here and to help fill in with the guys out, and I appreciate you thinking about me. And hey, we got the boss here, Ryan, calling all the shots. So we got the A team today.
Is that what it is? Okay, some people may refer to us as something else. All right, Mark. Not everyone knows who you are. Tell everyone in Cleveland, who is Mark Smith? And a lot of people know you as far as being involved in high school sports and everything, but you do have a business that you run.
I'm Mark Smith. My family operates the Smith Family McDonald's restaurants here in town. I'm a graduate of Cleveland High School, Cleveland State, and University of Tennessee. I'm very philanthropic towards athletics at all levels, at all different places. I am involved with schools all over the country. I have scholarships at 4 different schools. Just a firm believer in the community, and we live in Cleveland is a great town.
Isn't it great, though?
It's unbelievable. It's a very giving thing, and I know when we're starting the Empty Stocking Fund, when does that start?
That starts on Monday.
And that's an amazing thing that, Steve's grandfather started, and then Brenda Lawson has taken over, right. and this community reaches out in times of that. So it's a great community. I have 3 daughters, 6 grandchildren. So
yep. I didn't even know that Steve was related to Reverend Littlefield, and I met him a few times. And then when Steve told me that was his grandfather, I said, "You're kidding," But so that Empty Stocking Fund is so cool, and it begins on Monday. And we just we're pumped about helping all these kids. We're blessed, Mark and Ryan. We're blessed. Not everyone's as blessed as we are. So if we can somehow help some of these kids, it makes it all worth it.
The amazing thing is when I was talking with Brenda several years ago, and what the thing is that these kids, they go shopping for themselves, but they don't want to buy for themselves. They want to buy for their siblings, and that touches your heart. That we have that, and with kids that have nothing, that's more important that they give to their siblings, and more worried about their siblings than they are themselves, and that Brenda does such a great job, and she spearheads this thing up. And having been to her office, I don't know, several times over the past years, and just all the toys and all the stuff, it's amazing. And that we out there, and this community is so special and so very giving of that to the thing. And I encourage everybody to, you got to put up with Steve, but we're going to do it on Mix 104.1 and
Christmas
and Mix TV.
And Mix TV.
Yeah.
Christmas for 1,500 kids is worth just about anything, and the ones, like he said, those are the ones that get him. The ones that get me, and you never quite get past it, are the ones who don't want toys. They want blankets. They want shoes. They, you ask the average 10-year-old kid what you want for Christmas. There's not a whole lot of toiletries or fabric mixed into that conversation. Right. But that's what these kids are looking for. On the off occasion, there's even, I just need a bed. And they work through a different organization to take care of that separately. But it's
there's an organization.
They do remarkable work.
There's an organization in town that builds beds.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
And I know Autumn O'Brien's real big into that.
Yep.
Her and Robbie, they get involved in that. I don't know the name of it.
I forget the name offhand.
They used to have a booth over there at J-Fest when I was doing that down there. That was really amazing to watch them at work. All right, let's get into sports. That's what we're here for. Last night, the College Football Playoff Selection Committee released the fourth version of their top 25, and I'll go ahead and rattle them all off. Number 1 is Ohio State. Number 2 is Indiana. Texas A&M is 3rd. Georgia's 4th. Texas Tech moves up to number 5. Well, actually, they stayed at number 5. Oregon moved up to number 6. Ole Miss is at 7. Oklahoma stays at number 8. Notre Dame is at 9. Alabama is at 10. Those 10 would be in the bracketed tournament if it started tomorrow. Unfortunately, Brigham Young, number 11, would be on the outside looking in. Miami's at number 12. They would be the 11th seed. Utah, Vanderbilt, Michigan's number 15. Texas is 16. USC is 17. Virginia 18. Tennessee's 19. Arizona State is 20. SMU is 21. Pitt is 22. Georgia Tech 23. Tulane, which is at number 24, would be the last seed, which would be the number 12 seed. And Arizona is 25. So if you look at it from here, Mark, the top seeds would be, the byes would be Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, and Georgia. Tomorrow, if the playoffs start tomorrow, Tulane would be at number 5, Texas Tech. Number 9, Notre Dame would be at number 8, Oklahoma. Number 11, Miami would be at number 6, Oregon. Cristobal, remember, he moved from Oregon to Miami. And then Ole Miss would host number 10, Alabama. So obviously, a lot of things are going to change. We've got a lot of games this weekend, plus conference championship games. We do know that a lot of things are going to change from here, but that's where we are right now.
And the Lane Kiffin thing.
And
what happens if Lane Kiffin goes? A couple of years ago when the Travis Stevens, or not Stevens,
from
Florida State, the quarterback got knocked out in the North Alabama game. And then the guy that took his place in the conference championship, or the 2 games that he played, didn't do very well.
Yeah,
and the committee ruled,
won in spite of him.
And so the committee chose not to take Florida State, and we all know that debacle and what happened. If Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss, what happens then? So
I have heard, and you may have heard the same thing, I've heard that they will move them down. They won't pull them completely out, but they'll move them down. And I'm like,
how do you
do that,
here they should beat Mississippi State, so they'll be 11-1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they're not going to play in the conference championship.
No, a lot of crazy things would have to happen, and it's not going to happen. Alabama's going to be in there, probably against A&M. I'm assuming.
Yeah, A&M's got to go to Texas, and there's no love lost in that game. I mean, the rivalries, the bitter rivalries, are really going to take place with A&M and Texas. The Vanderbilt Tennessee game is going to be chippy. You can be rest assured. If they don't get on the trash talk quick, the officials, if they let them trash talk and all that, that's how a lot of trouble gets started.
Speaking of the Tennessee Vanderbilt game, we do have a winner for the ESPN Vols tickets. Winner was Ed Prack, so he's getting to go up there. To me, the most anticipated Tennessee Vanderbilt game that I can remember. And I've been, like I said, I've moved here to Cleveland, Tennessee in 1971. I can't ever remember a Tennessee Vanderbilt game with as much at stake.
Well, at stake, yeah.
Now, there's more than bragging rights at stake.
Well,
Vanderbilt has an outside chance to make the postseason and make the playoffs.
Right.
A lot of things would have to happen.
Right.
But there is that opportunity.
Well, you have that, but their Tennessee wins, it all goes away.
Yep.
The hype. When Franklin was there, Tennessee was way down. Vanderbilt had beat them 2 years in a row, and they hadn't beaten them 3 in forever.
Yeah.
And they came into Knoxville, and they thought that they were going to win and Tennessee just blew them right out.
Yep.
So what Tennessee team you get? If they play like they played against Florida and they don't take their foot off the pedal, it could be a long night for Vanderbilt. If they show up and play like like they did against Georgia.
Or Oklahoma. Mm-hmm.
I personally think that our coaching staff has let our kids down at Tennessee. I happen to think that Tennessee, and I realize people know I'm a Tennessee fan, and that I think Tennessee may be the best team in the Southeastern Conference. I think their coaching has held them back. The poor clock management that Josh Heupel struggles with stuck at Georgia. The guy's in a rhythm, and then he messed up his rhythm. We were lucky at Mississippi State. We were lucky against Arkansas. He botched the end of the first half against Florida, and
Alabama. Gosh,
and then you just want to go hang yourself. So I think the Tennessee here, if Heupel manages the clock and they call the right plays, and again, you listen to some of these Joey Housel talk, and it's like, I'm sorry, but how's he up for the offensive coordinator award? I just laugh.
So we've got the 12 teams that we're talking about right now, and you weren't here yesterday when I asked or talked a little bit about this, but I want to get your take on this. There's a lot of talk out there about the expansion of the playoffs. Of course, was it 4 for 12 years? No, just 10 years, excuse me. And then last year, they moved it up to 12. I would have liked to have seen it gone to 8 myself, but they moved it from 4 to 12. And now there's talk about maybe going up to 16. There's talk about maybe 20, maybe 24. Would you like to see, if you had these 4 options, 12, 16, 20, 24, which number would
16. 16's an even number. No buys. Everybody plays.
Same here, man.
Okay. You're going to have teams, if they win the conference championships and play in the conference championship game, they'll be playing 17 games. They're playing an NFL schedule. I mean, at some point in time, they are student athletes. Make no mistake about it. Even though they're getting paid with NIL and all the Allsted money and cuddle toss of attendance and their scholarship, they are being paid, okay? But they're still student athletes. And at some point in time, wait a minute, we how much money are they going to get? Does football need to generate the money? There's no question that football has to generate the money at every school. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Hey, Texas Tech, they got that guy that's writing NIL checks for millions of dollars for the softball players. But you got to have the money, and people don't realize this. UCLA. One of the reasons why they left for the Big Ten is they're $165 million in the hole.
Debt. Yeah, in
debt.
And
they had the audit, and the audit came back. The pandemic killed them.
Yep.
And and to think that the only people that fly charter at UCLA are the football team, men's and women's basketball. Everybody else flies commercial.
They got to save the money somewhere. So it is an interesting dynamic that we have in collegiate athletics, and we only see the stuff that they want us to see a lot of times. But boy, you talk to people that are in the know, and you talk to a lot more people in the know than I do, and everyone has this assumption that all these players are getting paid. Yeah. They're not all getting paid. Only the big stars are getting paid, and they're getting paid big bucks. But even an offensive lineman, they're not getting the big bucks like I saw an article today. Dylan Raiola, the quarterback in Nebraska, looks like he may enter the transfer portal. He made $3.5 million at Nebraska this year.
But the only school that I know of that's not a Power 4 school, Jacksonville State and Jacksonville, Alabama. They gave each kid $500.
Okay.
Everybody got something. So they got some money. Okay, it's not a lot of money, but that went away. Here, we're into trying to help you with something. Okay, the smaller schools, they have to do that to try and compete.
Right.
Okay, here. With the House settlement, they have to revenue share. Okay, there's $20.2 million that they have to revenue share with the student athletes. By law, $2.2 million has to go to scholarships. Then the rest of the $18 million, they revenue share. Most schools will revenue share football, men's and women's basketball, because that's what the House settlement is. And then they're going to try and manipulate that to, they have to have, I believe it's 5% goes to women's basketball. It's federal law. You have to do it.
Right.
So, and then they'll figure out the men's basketball and football. And again, football carries the water
That's
for everybody.
That's the cash cow. It just is.
It does. And so the playoff, and it's huge that it isn't getting a team in. Notre Dame, now they'll get 12 to 15 million, 20 million. They don't share. They're not in the conference.
Right. They're an independent.
Right.
Them and UConn are the only independent in football these days.
And it's interesting. One of the biggest supporters of Notre Dame being independent is the Southeastern Conference. And the Southeastern Conference wants that because an independent Notre Dame leaves an opening door for another spot for a Southeastern Conference team. So when they were doing the 4, they wanted an independent Notre Dame because there was a chance we could get a second team in. And they supported Jack Swarbrick and the Notre Dame people, and they still support Notre Dame as an independent. Now, I know that makes a lot of people mad that Notre Dame picks and choose who they play. Well, I got news for you.
That's not going to change, by the way.
That's not as of right now. And if they're forced to play in a conference, they will. They'll probably wind up in the ACC, which they are in every other sport.
Right.
So, but they're the one that, and again, people. Knowing the people at Notre Dame and knowing Pete Vacqua, the athletic director, and understanding where their Notre Dame is coming from, it's not going to change anytime soon unless there's a human outcry from everybody else that says you got to get in the conference.
Yeah.
So, but they give up but now since they gave up the conference champions gets the bye, they can host a home game. I still think that they can host get a bye and
yeah.
So.
Do you like the fact that they play 5 ACC teams every year?
Well, that's part of that was
that's
part of
their deal.
That's part of their deal, and the ACC likes that because here, whether you like Notre Dame or not, they draw up people. Notre Dame travels unbelievable how they travel, and here. They sell out all their allotment of tickets.
And they got fans everywhere.
And they do. I'm a Catholic kid from Chicago. My first Tennessee game was a Notre Dame game. And
think about this.
And I was cheering for Notre Dame.
Andy Morris, he's not a Catholic. He's from right here in Cleveland, Tennessee. He's a huge Notre Dame fan.
Well,
it's
I know. I've dressed him out. So.
Yes, you have. By the way, he came in here and did an entire show one time in full uniform. I'm not kidding when I say that. Hey, I guess let's go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Heisman Trophy, and we're going to get Ryan. He's going to share what all sports are going to be that you can listen to here on ESPN over the Thanksgiving holidays. You're listening to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland. We'll be back after this.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Check out the fantastic savings this November at Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland, where it's Black Friday all month long. They have incredibly low rates, like 0% APR on the 2025 Pathfinder and Murano, or just 1.9% APR on 2026 Murano, plus $1,000 cash back on 2026 Kicks, or $5,000 cash back on 2025 Pathfinder and Murano. Want to trade in your old car? Nissan is giving up to $5,000 over book value when you trade, and they will buy your car even if you don't buy theirs. Shop in person on Exit 20 off of I-75, or visit Cleveland-Nissan.com. Payments are per month for 75 months. Does not include tax, tag, title, or dealer doc fee. Must finance through the dealer. Subject to credit approval and pick from new dealer stock.
From the job site to the showroom, Wholesale Supply has the top brands you trust at the prices that work for your bottom line. With over 30 locations across the Southeast and over 75 years of service, no one supports contractors and communities like we do. Wholesale Supply, built to supply, trusted to deliver.
ESPN Cleveland 101.3 is powered by Duracell.
Need a new shop, garage, or other unique space? Explore post-frame building kits from Best Buy Metals. Best Buy Metals kits utilize steel trusses for the ultimate in strength and durability. When you need it to last, call Best Buy Metals. Stop by or visit bestbuymetalroof.com for your custom structure.
Do you suffer from unsightly leg veins? Are your legs turning brown or swelling? Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Do you have restless legs or leg cramps disturbing your sleep? These symptoms are signs of bad veins. Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Find more information online at milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682 and get rid of those bad veins.
Hey Cleveland, are you suffering from fatigue, low sex drive, or just not feeling like yourself? Optimize You is the answer that you have been looking for. Our team is here to listen and help you become the best version of yourself again. So find us online at OptimizeYouCenters.com. That's OptimizeYouCenters.com.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Duracell in Cleveland is now hiring mechanical skilled technicians, $22 to $27 per hour. Excellent benefits beginning day one: medical, dental, vision insurance, paid vacation, holiday pay, 401k, tuition reimbursement, and more. Apply now at Duracell.com. That's Duracell.com. And we're going to talk about the Heisman Trophy here in a minute, but before we do, we've got a lot of sports that you can hear on ESPN over the next 4 days, actually. And Ryan has a list in front of us, so share with all of our audience there, Ryan, what all we're carrying here on ESPN.
So tonight on Mix 104.1, we'll join the Vols Radio Network right about 6:30 p.m., 7 o'clock tip-off in the third-place game of the tournament they're in out in Vegas, as Tennessee will take on Kansas for that game. Winner gets $300,000 in NIL money, I think. Mm-hmm. Not shabby. $200,000, I think, for fourth place. Still not shabby. I wouldn't be all that upset about it. That's pretty good. And then here on Mix 104, or here on Mix 104.1, here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, Timberwolves at Thunder, the NBA ESPN game of the night for that one, 7 o'clock there. Tomorrow night, or well, tomorrow all day, starting at noon, we will have football for you. It is Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving means NFL football. Packers at Lions here at noon. I think that's a noon broadcast, which probably means about 12:30 kickoff.
I think it's 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
I think it's 1 o'clock.
And then right after the Packers-Lions, we will go to the Chiefs at the Cowboys, technically right about a 4:15 broadcast, and then Bengals at Ravens, which is technically your Thursday night football game, but it's all just the Thanksgiving Day games.
That's right. It's all on Thanksgiving.
Basically 12 hours of NFL football tomorrow. On Friday, Black Friday, something a little bit different for you. The Georgia Bulldogs will be playing some football. Georgia versus Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech.
Actually, it's at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Oh, is it Mercedes-Benz?
They moved it there, yeah.
There you go, bigger crowd. They go on air 11:30 a.m. on Friday. We will join we'll join them at 11:30 a.m. Kickoff, I believe, is at 3:30 for that game. Saturday here on ESPN, since Georgia's off, we will have Ohio State at Michigan. 11:30 a.m. broadcast start for what I believe is a noon kickoff for that game. And then on Mix, like they were talking about earlier, Vols versus Vanderbilt, 1 p.m. broadcast start. I believe that's a 3:30 kickoff.
That's correct.
Should be for that one. And then Sunday here on ESPN, Falcons at the Jets, 11 a.m. broadcast start, 1 p.m. kickoff. On Mix at noon for their broadcast start, 1 o'clock kickoff for the Titans versus the Jaguars. And then we will do the Lady Vols versus UCLA. I think that's number 3 UCLA for the women there.
It should be a good one.
That'll be we'll kick to that one right after the Falcons on Sunday. And then Sunday Night Football, Broncos at Commanders, 7:30 p.m. And Monday, I can't believe we're here already, but we're here already. It is time for the start of high school football.
High school basketball.
High school basketball, thank you. Season's already started, but our first game on the radio, Terry Evans, Greg Phillips, over on Mix 104.1 and on Mix TV, as the Cleveland High School Blue Raiders take on McMinn County at McMinn. Yes.
That's right.
6 p.m. for the girls' game. Should be about 8 o'clock for the boys' game. We'll go on air about 5:45 for pregame. And then Monday Night Football here on ESPN on Monday. Giants at Patriots. 7 o'clock pregame, I believe 7:30 kickoff, somewhere in that range, 7:30, 8 o'clock.
That's right.
And then we'll just keep rolling right on through. But, yeah, it's time for high school basketball already.
It's unbelievable, man. We've got a full – so if you're out in your car, you're not going to miss any sports. Just turn it on ESPN.
No, we've got you covered all weekend.
For sure. All right, Mark, we've got the Heisman Trophy. It's starting to heat up now. And listen, we've been hearing Heisman talk since week one of the college football season. But here we are, the end of the regular season this weekend, and then we go to championship week, the week after that. Currently, here are the guys that are, and the odds. This is from FanDuel. I got this. Fernando Mendoza from Indiana is the betting favorite right now at -125. Julian Sayin of Ohio State plus 400. Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame plus 450. Diego Pavia of Vanderbilt plus 1,500. Marcel Reed, Texas A&M at 1,500. And Gunnar Stockton, Georgia, plus 5,000. Who do you feel like is the most deserving? And then probably a different answer, who do you think's going to win it?
Well, there's two. Jeremiah Love, what he can do from Notre Dame. But the Rodriguez kid from Texas Tech.
Oh, yeah, he's not even listed.
He's not even listed. And again, this is such a quarterback-driven award that they've gotten away from the best. Who is the best player? And that's what the Heisman Trophy was to be. Who is the best player? You got to go, the kid at Indiana, Mendoza.
He's had a heck of a year now.
He's had a great year. He's played well in their one big game against Oregon.
They won that in Eugene on the road,
and that's a tough place to win at Autzen Stadium. Yeah. Jeremiah Law again. He's the best running back in the country, bar none. Not only can he run it, he can catch it and he can block.
Let me ask you this: the three guys from the SEC, you got Diego Pavia, Marcel Reed, Gunnar Stockton. Which of those three guys do you feel like is the best of those three?
The Reed kid at A&M.
I do too.
I think he's the best player.
I do too.
Here, he showed it against South Carolina, the way he just – if you watch that game, how he came out at the beginning of the third quarter.
They were down 30-3.
And he just boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. And the people I were with, I said, A&M's going to win. And they just took over the game and –
I never thought they would shut them out in the second half like they did. They completely shut them out. I'm talking about South Carolina got shut out in the second half, and they outscored them, and they win the game 31-30.
Well, Mike Elko is a defensive coach. He was for 2 weeks. He was the defensive coordinator at UT Chattanooga. But when Dave Clawson got the job at Bowling Green, he went to Bowling Green and
then followed him to Wake
all over and Mike was at Notre Dame
and then Duke,
went to A&M, Duke. Mike's a good football coach, and so I think the Reed kid of the three, I think he's probably the best of the three.
And the Heisman, we all know around here that the hype is not as rampant as it is in most parts of the country because people are still hurt and upset about what happened to Peyton Manning. That's never going to go away. But I think one of these years, one of these days, maybe I'll still be alive. I think Tennessee will one day get a Heisman Trophy winner. What's weird is that for years and years, Alabama didn't have one. And they've got, what, three? Is it three of them that they've won? I know Bryce Young,
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith. And then the running back.
It was in 2022 when Devontae Smith won. He just took over the Tennessee game.
And Bryce Young won it. And who was the running back that won it in like 2010 or something like that? Ingram. Yeah, Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram.
Yeah. So they've got they've nailed it here lately.
Oh, yeah.
But for years, Alabama was one of those such a great history and great rich history without a Heisman Trophy winner. Now they've actually done really, really well about it. Now, I want to change the subject just a little bit. We talk about the playoffs, and you know this, Mark. All you hear is playoffs. The bowls are almost a forgotten entity, and I worry about the future of the bowls, especially the smaller bowls, like we're talking about like the Sun Bowl and the Liberty Bowl. I worry about the future of the bowls, and I still believe that the bowls have a place in college football. What's your overall opinion and feeling about the bowl system in college football?
The bowls will not go away. Okay, there's too much money. What the bowls do is it gives the younger players a chance to practice and gives them reps.
15 practices usually.
Well, it's usually 15, but you can do more if you want, but most of them do 15, and that way they don't tire the kids out. But the bowls are not going to go away. Now, will you see primetime players in most of the bowls? No.
Opting out.
No, they're going to opt out for the draft. And there's the way that I was told that what they do is if you're going to opt out and you're going to go into the draft, you submit your name to the NFL. Your name is assigned to 6 player personnel, assistant general managers, and player development guys, and they tell you what you're going to wrap. You're going to be either first through 3, 4 through 6, or first or second round, 3 through 5, or 6 are free agent.
Right.
And they'll tell you, and it's like, and a lot of these kids don't want to hear that you're going to be 5th to free agent. And I know for a fact there was one kid, coach said, the kid was told, "You're making that up, coach." Kid wound up being a free agent, forfeited his senior year at a school, and went on as a free agent. And NFL got cut like after the second practice.
Yeah, and you see a lot more of that in college basketball than you do football. Oh my gosh, the kids that leave early, and they put their name in the hat, and they don't get drafted. They end up playing in Europe or something.
Well, they've kind of relaxed that rule a little bit now too. If you don't sign with an agent, that you can come back.
Yeah.
The problem with a lot of these kids is you're surrounded by people who they're going to hype you up. You're the greatest, and they won't tell you the truth. If you can find an advisor or an agent, and they're one and the same now, that will tell you the truth. You're just not good enough yet. You need to stay.
Yeah.
And if the NBA adopted the football rule that you have to go after your 3rd year, they would get a better player, they would get a more mature player, and they wouldn't miss as much as they do going after an 18, 19-year-old kid. Okay? And granted, the kids grow up fast and all these different things with the AAU and all that. That's great. But you know what? You're in a hotel room and you're playing for the Chicago Bulls, and you're in a hotel room in San Francisco, and you get homesick because you're a 19, 20-year-old kid. It's like, or something happens, you get injured, and you've not gone through that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of maturity things that go on but the NBA is so set that we want these kids 1 year out of high school. Okay.
Let me ask you something. Are you an NFL fan?
I used to be. As an official, they've bastardized the game is the best way I know how to put it. All the defensive penalties are automatic first down with the exception of
you can't touch the quarterback.
Well,
you
because that's where the money's at.
We understand why.
I get that, but every defensive penalty with the exception of offsides is an automatic first down. And if that's going to, the game is geared to the offense. But they've ruined the game. You breathe on a guy. Now they've done some things to take some of the cheap shots out. But the quarterback, is he running? When does he forfeit being a passer?
Right. Yep.
But some of the penalties that have been called are terrible.
So on a typical Sunday, do you watch NFL football?
That's how I get my Sunday afternoon nap. I'll turn the red zone on, but I will.
But on Thursday, tomorrow, you'll watch the NFL. That's a tradition.
The Lions-Packer game. Growing up in Chicago, the Lions would play the Bears all the time. And I'll never forget the first overtime game in the NFL history on Thanksgiving Day. what the guy, it's Williams, number 22, takes the opening kickoff, runs
all the way
seconds
back.
later, game's over.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. I remember that game, actually.
You got the Lions and the Packers, which will be a great game, because the Packers trucked the Lions in Green Bay to open the season. And then what they're talking about will be the most watched game in the history of
Kansas City, Dallas.
Kansas City and Dallas.
Yep. And it will be very high. I heard a prediction, maybe 50 million, which is incredible these days with all the options as far as channels.
Well, there's nothing else.
That's
to
right.
With it,
Yeah.
okay. My brother-in-law, he's a nut Cowboy fan. He and my sister drive me nuts with that.
So, who do you have a favorite NFL team?
Well, the Bears.
Okay,
the Bears. The Bears.
By the way,
and
they're doing really well. 8-3.
Well, they're living. I don't know how many more lives they got, but they're you know.
I think Caleb Williams. I think they got him a good quarterback. I think he can do some improving, but I think they've got themselves a pretty good quarterback. I've been impressed with him.
I think they've got a coach.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
That knows how to take his strengths and work with them. He still makes a lot of stupid mistakes, like he did in the getting sacked in the end zone when T.J. Watt broke the Watt family record.
Yep, that's right.
You're here. All you had to do is throw the ball away.
Yep.
Okay, here. You don't have to make a play. Get to the next play, especially when you have the ball in your end zone. Take care of the ball. You know, and that's a mistake. So, but they've won. You win these one-score games. Okay, last year the Chiefs were 11-0 in one-score games. Now they're 1-5.
Yeah, they've reversed that trend. Last year they could not be beat in a close game. They couldn't be beat in a close game.
But the Bear here, it's a tough division. It's a good division. You know, the Vikings are a disappointment. I think they gave J.J. McCarthy a lot more credit than he was ready for.
Yeah, I don't think he hasn't looked that good so far. There again, he's only played 6 starts.
Yeah. So you have that, but
and then the Lions. That's the team that I think. I think the Rams right now is the team to beat in the NFC, but I still think the Detroit Lions have as much talent as any team in the NFC.
Been decimated by injuries on the offensive line. Okay, but the Jahmyr Gibbs kid, he is something. He doesn't need much room here. If you watched him play at Alabama, man,
I watched him play at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, you know.
Before that,
yeah. So the kid can play.
You know, he's from about 50 miles from here.
Yeah,
Jahmyr Gibbs.
So you have the talent,
Jahmyr Gibbs.
You know, so hey, it'll be great football. And then what's the nightcap?
You got Cincinnati. By the way, Joe Burrow is coming back after being at turf toe. I've never had turf toe, but I've heard it's extremely painful. And it takes a long time to get back. But anyway, but he's coming back playing at Baltimore, and the Ravens have just owned the Bengals over the last 6-7 years. They just have.
Well, I can tell you, having had turf toe, it's one of the most painful things, and there's nothing you can do for it.
But you know the bad thing, it just sounds like, oh, it's just a toe. Oh, come on. You know, no, it's the big toe, and it's
when you can't put any weight on your foot. Here, trust me, it happened to me in college, and no, thank you.
Have you ever had the gout?
Yes.
Yeah, my brother, he's had the gout a couple times, and he's miserable. When you cannot put weight on your feet and your legs, you don't realize how much you miss it and how devastating it can be when you can't. Ryan, have you ever had something like that?
I've had a knee injury before, but I can't imagine as a professional athlete being told, all right, now for the next little bit, you just can't walk.
Because Andy, he had surgery on his knee
last year.
And so he's been going through rehab and all these things, and he was miserable when I first started doing the show with him.
Well, I had my knees replaced back in 2018.
Oh, really?
And through the course of my rehab,
you still officiate, right?
Yeah. I developed gout, and you talk about something that was brutal. And having to go to my physical therapist, and they do all the things with your knees and making sure everything's right, and then it's like, you got the gout, so you take meloxicam. better living through chemistry, but that's what.
Now, is it red meat they say can enhance that?
Well,
the
turkey.
gout?
I was eating a lot of white meat. So I was eating turkey. I was nice. I had people cooking me turkey and dressing. So. But your genetics play such a crazy role in the way your body does with the things with food. So
yeah, now, like I said, my brother's had gout a few times. I've never personally had it, so hopefully I never get it, because I know just looking at his face when he's trying to walk, you can see the pain.
I've had coworkers with it when I was working in Knoxville, and you just don't come to work for a couple of days because there's just no point.
Yeah,
you're just not going to be able to to really get anything done, and it is you just kind of have to deal with it.
Let's go ahead and take our break here. When we come back, we're going to get into the games coming up this weekend. We're going to talk about the games on Friday. We're going to talk about the big games on Saturday, because we got college football rivalries are here, and we're going to get into that. You're listening to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland. We'll be back after this.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
Hey, this is Alfonso, the general manager of Crown Cleveland, your local home for Jeep and Ram. I'm here to announce that we have revamped our express lane. We are fully staffed and ready to take care of all your quick lube and oil needs. Please Google Crown Cleveland and see our great service specials.
This Black Friday, get your vehicle ready for the road ahead and save big doing it. Through November 29th only, take $10 off every oil change all week long and get a free alignment check with any 4-tire purchase. And the tire savings even bigger. Buy 3 tires, get the 4th free on every brand in stock, plus rebates from Firestone and Goodyear worth up to $120. Cleveland Tire Center, North Lee Highway, Cleveland. One massive week of savings where the name says it all.
ESPN Cleveland 101.3 is powered by Duracell.
Not all composite decking is the same. Enjoy life's beautiful moments on an equally beautiful composite deck. Envision's products feature deep, non-repeating grains and distinct colors throughout each pour, offering a truly unique appearance unlike anything else on the market. Learn more and find inspiration for your project at Cleveland Plywood. Cleveland Plywood Company, 2700 20th Street Northeast in Cleveland.
Cleveland, the all-new Select Flooring and Remodeling is now open at 5555 North Lee Highway. We carry the top flooring brands you know and trust: Mohawk, Shaw, Engineer Floors, and United Weavers. We also specialize in home remodeling and roofing, delivering quality you can count on. Take advantage of 24 months interest-free credit. Come see us Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 2. Call us today at 423-889-3007. That's Select Flooring and Remodeling, 5555 North Lee Highway, Cleveland. From the floors to the roof, we've got you covered.
This Thanksgiving season, all of us at Honda Cleveland just want to say thank you for your trust, your loyalty, and for letting us be part of your journey. We're proud to be a 3-time Honda President's Award winner and a Carfax top-rated lifetime dealer. And it's all because of you. Right now, we're celebrating with special Happy Honda Day savings. Get more for your trade-in. Finance your new Honda from just 2.99% APR and make no payments for 90 days. That's right, no payments for 90 days, so you can keep your cash for the holidays. And don't miss our true certified pre-owned Hondas too. They're backed by a 3-day return policy, 24/7 roadside assistance, and a powerful warranty. Honda Cleveland, your car, your way, every day. Just off I-75, exit 20, 1 mile east. From all of us at Honda Cleveland, happy Thanksgiving, and we hope to see you soon.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
When it comes to Mayfield ice cream, you'll never have a boring bite. Their limited ice creams, cherry, chocolate chip, and banana pudding are inspired by traditional Southern recipes and seasonal favorites. Pick some up today at your local grocery store. And again, Mark, thank you very much for coming in today, man.
Sure.
Listen, we've just been decimated when it comes to guys hosting the drive, man. I've lost Andy, I've lost Jacob. They'll be back. I think Andy's going to be here on Monday. I personally will not, because I'm going to be in the Athens Christmas parade. So that's going to be interesting. I'll be driving our vehicle in that. So I'm going to do that on Monday. So, but Andy, I think, is supposed to be back, and Philip's supposed to be here with him. So, and Jacob, he's going to be back when the timing is right for him. So, anyway, appreciate you coming.
I appreciate the offer and to let me fill in. And again,
well, you're a big sports guy. You love sports, and so it's fun to talk. And two old guys like us, we can always reminisce back in the good old days and stuff like that. So,
it's funny you talk about the good old days, and that popped into my mind was Gene Upshaw and Art Shell, and with all the pads that they wore. And
oh my gosh, they're huge.
To today, the guys, some of the guys look like they don't even have shoulder pads on.
I know, they're so small,
and the pads that they wear in their pants. Are you kidding me?
Did you see the field goal kicker for Oklahoma?
Yeah,
and he had biker shorts on.
Well,
and that's what they looked like. They were up to halfway up his calf.
The NCAA,
thigh.
Well, the NCAA. I asked a college official about that. As long as they got a pad in their pants, they don't care.
Now, in high school,
the knees have to be covered.
That
and here, we're the uniform police. I hate it. It's the worst thing in the world. When you go out, you walk out to the coach, and the first question asked are all your players legally equipped by National Federation rules? And the coach takes responsibility for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then people get mad when you take a kid off the field. The first time it's a warning, the second time it's a delay a game, the third time it's a 15-yard penalty, and the fourth time it's an unsportsmanlike on the coach. Well, here, we don't want to be the uniform police, but here's the problem. They see it on the NFL, they see it in college, and they think they can do it. And then they get mad at you when coaches get mad at you for running the kids out. Well, we tell them in practice, okay? Well, if you do it and make them wear it in practice, it's here. And people don't realize that at the high school and the middle school level, and even the little kids, those pads are there for protection.
Yep.
And even though you don't think they're there for a lot, that's what they're there for, and to protect the game. When you get to high school, college, it's a different story. But our thing is that once a coach says they're legally equipped, let them go.
One of my biggest pet peeves in calling any games are football teams where the numbers are not contrasting enough. Because, man, when you're up there in the press box, it's hard to make out some of those numbers. I did the East Hamilton game this year. They had black jerseys, green numbers outlined in white. But there were times when the fabric's folded over, you're like, I can't tell what number that is because you couldn't hardly see it.
Well, the way the jerseys are today, I mean,
they're so tight.
I'm a 2X, okay? The jerseys that I wear at Notre Dame are probably an L. And they're so tight, so you can't grab them.
And that's the reason they were like that.
And people don't know this, that players have Velcro on their shoulder pads, so
inside.
The jersey sticks. The jersey sticks to the So, but the jerseys are so tight and so small, and if your kid plays, you'll see it when he brings his jersey home.
Yeah, they actually take their pads off with the jersey off because you can't hardly take the jersey off the pads themselves.
Right.
All right, Mark, let's talk a little bit about some of the games going to be coming on this weekend. We'll just use the selection committee rankings. We'll start with the first game, Ohio State at Michigan. Ohio State number 1, Michigan number 15.
Ohio State's going to trounce. They're going to house them. I think they're going to boat race them every chance they get. They have to. There's 4 years of pent-up hostility there.
Ryan Day's got. Listen, he won a national championship last year. That helped, but man, the pressure's still on him to beat Michigan.
Well,
now he has beaten them, but not since 2019.
Yeah, well, the goal is to win the national championship. I don't care here if I lose to them, fine. But that served as a rallying point for them last year, and I think that Ohio State's a better team.
All right, Indiana, Purdue. I think the Indiana trucks them. They can name the score.
That's
they can name the
exactly
score.
correct.
All right, here's one I think's interesting. Texas A&M at Texas. I'm telling you, Arch Manning's starting to play much better. This could be a good football game. I don't see either team blowing out the other. I think this game has late fourth quarter decided one way or the other. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I think
that's why there was a Thursday game. By the way.
Yeah, two really good quarterbacks. I think the Reed kid's a little bit better than Arch. I think that A&M defense is a little bit better. It's going to come down to special teams. I really think that'll be a difference in the game. So,
are you pulling for one team over the other? Are you rooting for one team over the other?
Probably for A&M because I know Mike Elko.
Yeah.
And, when you have to put up with those people from Texas who think they're the real UT and all that stuff. And, it's
I'll be honest with you. I'm rooting for Texas because Arch Manning has taken so much grief by some of these people, the football experts. I'm like, golly, the kid was born with the name Manning, and so there's a lot of pressure put on him. And the hype prior to the season was unattainable. But I want this kid to be successful. I really do. I think he's a good kid. I like him.
He's a good kid, but I just think that A&M's got too much on the line. And after what they showed, the character that they showed against South Carolina, I think that I hope that A&M gets them.
Okay, Georgia at Georgia Tech.
Interesting game. It's a game where I hope nobody gets hurt, okay, because it's a non-conference game. And, here, both teams, Georgia Tech's got a chance to go to playoff day. But I think Georgia will take them.
Well, Georgia Tech coming off that just horrible 42-28 loss to Pitt. I did not see that one coming.
Neither did I.
That one shocked me.
But Narduzzi did.
He's a pretty good coach there at Pitt, by the way. Yeah. I like him. Okay, let's see here. Oregon at Washington. Oregon is ranked number 6. Washington's not ranked, but Washington's sitting there 8-3 record. They've got some players. I think Oregon, if they don't come with their A game, they could go home with an L.
Well, yeah, Dan Lanning will have them ready to play.
Yeah. Okay, here's the Egg Bowl. Ole Miss at Mississippi State. And obviously the side story, the carnival atmosphere that surrounds this game because of Lane Kiffin. I think Ole Miss obviously has the better team. Mississippi State, their record is pretty bad, but they've been in most games. They played a lot of teams tough. They always find a way to lose, though.
That's it. They should have beat Tennessee. They should have beat Texas.
Yeah, Texas really had them.
You when you find ways to lose, it sometimes, but you throw everything out in the rivalry game. The distraction of the Kiffin thing, I don't think it'll play that much for the Ole Miss kids. I think that they're going to play a game. It'll be a good game. I think it's a one-score game. I think that unless somebody gets a turnover or a pick six, I'd look for that to be a lot closer than what most people think.
LSU at Oklahoma. We all know LSU does not have a permanent head coach right now, and there's a lot of rumors out there that Lane Kiffin is heading that way. They've got a good roster. I'm not sold on the quarterback, Nussmeier. I'm not sold on him, but I think they've got enough players on that roster. They could give Oklahoma a real good game.
I think Oklahoma will run them right out of the stadium.
Do you really?
LSU's been getting pounded and to the point, and I think Oklahoma's got too much on the line.
Oklahoma's got a really good defense, but their offense, Mark, I'm not sold on their offense, man.
But you know what, though? Having watched them play in Knoxville, they can make plays. They got kids that can make plays, and they played without their best player against Tennessee. He got hurt after he scored the scoop and score.
Mm-hmm.
But Oklahoma's good. Okay?
They are good.
And I think that LSU, they're playing this thing out, and it's the last game. And you know what? I think I'm going to get in the portal.
Well, I wonder, listen, if Kiffin makes it known that he's coming to LSU, it could be that these kids will get in the portal wanting to go to LSU and be with Lane Kiffin. I wonder how many LSU kids would leave knowing that Lane Kiffin could be your next head coach.
Well, that's going to be a disaster.
If that happens,
and they probably shouldn't. Well, he should. He's got to make a decision. Okay.
They say he's going to make it either late Friday after that game or early Saturday morning.
So we'll see what happens.
Well, do you have I've said I think he's going to go to LSU. I think he's going to go to LSU.
I think he's going to go to Florida. I think that he's got the Florida ties there. He's going to go where he's going to be in the best situation with his contract, and what Jimmy's working on it.
Jimmy Sexton, of course,
and what he's going to get for him. And the shocker would be if he stays at Ole Miss, and if Ole Miss steps up to the plate and says, "Okay, we'll pay you."
I saw some talking heads talking about this, and everyone's talking, LSU, stay at Ole Miss, or go to Florida. Saw one guy predict, I can't remember who it was, predict he's going to take the Tennessee Titans job, go back to the NFL. That would be the shocker of all shockers there.
That would
Please no. Please no.
Why not?
As a vaguely Titans fan, no. I don't want Lane Kiffin, please.
Well, here,
Listen, he was the head coach at the Raiders. Of course, him and Al Davis didn't see eye to eye there.
Oh.
And I wonder, in the back of his mind, he feels like he didn't get enough opportunity to prove that he can coach in the NFL.
Well, he was 34 years old, okay?
Yeah, he was
and he was in way over his head. He sometimes your success early will cause you to put you in situations you don't play. He was in over his head with the Raiders. There was no question about that, and he got caught up in the moment, and they had a nice 30 for 30 piece on him.
Ryan McGee, that one with Ryan McGee? Yeah.
And he's grown up. He's got sober. He and his wife have reconciled.
Mm-hmm.
They're co-parenting their kids, so his life is stable now. So he's going to pick and choose. What a great position to be in. It's just the way that things fall that he's got to have to make this decision.
It's so funny. I saw the one guy that picked him to go to the Titans. And me being an Ohio State fan, Ryan Day. That's my fear, that Ryan Day, if he ever leaves Ohio State, will be the NFL. He's got an NFL background there, and I feel like there may be a situation where one day he'll say, I want to give the NFL a shot, and that's what I think, and that's what I truly believe is going to happen at some point. I really believe that. I hope I'm wrong, but I really believe that. All right, Alabama at Auburn. You give Auburn any chance? It is a night game at Auburn.
No. Alabama's got too much on the line here. That I think that if they don't play like they played at against Oklahoma and turn the ball over, they'll boat race Auburn.
Miami at Pitt. The Hurricanes, obviously, they're in the mix for the college football playoffs. Pittsburgh coming off that huge win over Georgia Tech this past weekend. Obviously, this is a must-win for the Hurricanes. They must win this game, and then they've got to hope for a little some help above in the polls. But I think I think they take care of them. But I do think it's going to be a competitive game. Carson Beck, the one thing about him, though, Mark, he tends to throw a couple interceptions each and every game, a big game for whatever reason. But I still think Miami's got the horses, and I think they're going to win this game.
Miami's going to get beat. It's going to be 35 is the high in Pittsburgh.
I was going to say,
they never play well.
Those boys do not play in that kind of weather.
They do not play in that weather.
And the weather is
going to be 35 in Pittsburgh.
And that's an open. I mean, it's college. That's an open stadium.
It is.
There's no hiding from that.
Call it Heinz Field.
Acrisure? Is that
it's Heinz Field.
Yeah, it's Heinz Field.
It's a great stadium, and
you ever been to it?
Yeah.
I've never been.
I've got a friend.
I've been to Three Rivers, obviously, back in the day.
I was in Three Rivers. I've been to Heinz Field. I've been to PNC. Great stadiums.
Yeah. I love PNC, but the
new hockey arena. I think it's Console Arena,
where the Penguins
play. Beautiful arena.
You know what I love about Pittsburgh sports teams? They all have the same color scheme.
Right.
Black and gold, or black and yellow, whatever you want to call it. I mean, every
know who you're dealing with, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's the Steelers,
Except the
university,
Pirates,
or the Penguins.
Yes,
but the university's blue, but that's all right. It's close enough.
Instead of the black, but
you go to a pit game and they're all still Steeler fans. It doesn't matter.
There's a lot of truth right there for sure. Okay, here where we'd leave off here. Okay, Vanderbilt at Tennessee.
Is this and this is
wait a minute. I'm going to describe Mark's shirt right now. Okay, it's Tennessee orange with about 1,000 power tees.
I think
on the fabric.
The next level up would be if he was just actively wearing a Tennessee jersey right now.
You go down to Town Square and see Larry. He'll set you
up.
That's
right.
Yes, he will. By the way, I got a tie from him at Ohio State. Got the logo on the tie. So
when's the last time Vanderbilt was a higher rated team than Tennessee was going into this game.
Going into the game?
Yes.
I don't think that's.
I can't remember.
It's
That's
not-
I
I
mean,
mean,
there's
it's
been
been
games
Boston
when
game
neither
many
one of them
times.
was ranked. There's been those.
If you remember, if you understand the history of Tennessee football, General Neyland was hired to beat Vanderbilt. Because back when
was a much
football
different
started,
thing.
Vanderbilt was a better.
They were a
football
powerhouse back in the day.
Yeah,
I mean, so were the Ivy League colleges.
Yeah, that's
at
true.
that
So,
point.
but not anymore. Here, I think it's going to be a good game. I depends on what the Tennessee team shows up. I'll be honest with you. If the defense shows up like they played in the first half against Florida, I think Pavia is going to have problems. If we can make them one-dimensional,
uncomfortable,
and make him very uncomfortable, and need to hit him. And so,
But
we
like you
spotted
said
him.
earlier, if it's that Oklahoma team,
We spotted them 17 points last year and then blew them out. We outscored them 36-6. So, and they, we'll see. They're competitive. They're a good team. They're fundamentally sound. They've given Tennessee enough billboard material, so
they have they not?
And,
especially Diego Pavia, man, saying he's the best player in college football.
Well, here we're going to run the state of Tennessee. He's the only thing he's going to run for is the county line. So,
what's the percent chance Vanderbilt makes the playoffs if they win the game?
They got to have help. They still got to have
so
help.
it's not just on that. Okay.
No, they're sitting there 10-2. They've got to hope for some things to happen.
An Auburn win or a Georgia
stuff
Tech
like
win.
that.
The teams that beat them got to lose.
And I know we're going to go here in just a minute. Do you think losing a conference championship game should hurt the team that loses?
In terms of the playoff
Of the
picture?
playoffs, yes.
Here, again, it's an individual thing. If the whole scope of work, okay? Just because you got to the conference championship doesn't,
I think it shouldn't hurt you unless you get blown out.
Well,
if you get blown out, then I think we rethink.
I think it also depends on who you lose to.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Some of those conference championships games are not. Are not your Alabama, Georgia.
Like SMU should not have been in the playoff last year.
No, they should not have.
And if it wasn't for Cam Scatteraboo, ASU wouldn't have been in the playoff. So,
by the way, I hate the fact he got hurt for the Giants.
No kidding.
Man,
I do
Great
love
kid.
watching Jameis Winston play football.
He's a great kid.
He is. Mark, thank you very much
Welcome,
for the
Jimmy.
last 2 days, partner.
You're welcome.
I've enjoyed it, man.
Thoroughly. My pleasure. Thank you.
Hey, hope everyone out there has a great Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
You've been listening to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland. Have a good Thanksgiving, everyone.
Your new home for 24-hour sports coverage. ESPN Cleveland 1013. It's time for a Don Ledford of Cleveland traffic update on ESPN Cleveland 1013. Don Ledford Chevrolet Buick GMC, located on North Lee Highway in Cleveland. Or visit donledford.com for details. Don Ledford, where we say yes. It's on-time traffic with Commander Chuck.
Good afternoon. A couple of accidents in their clearing stages. Still heavy over here at times with that volume on 75. Shortage of radar out here, that's for sure. Northbound 75. Watch yourself there over White Oak Mountain on up into Cleveland throughout Bradley County. We've had to deal with radar on and off this afternoon in parts of North Georgia on 75 down through Catoosa County. Hey, the Redneck Comedy Bus tours are underway in Chattanooga. The Christmas Lights tour is a blast. Check it out, theredneckbus.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center, here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 1013. Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441.
Peaks of sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures will start in the 50s before sharply dropping this afternoon all the way to around 40 by sunset. Overnight lows will drop to around freezing with clear skies, and Thanksgiving Day feature plenty of sunshine, but you're going to want to grab the jacket. Highs will be in the 40s. For the latest, download the Local 3 weather app. I'm Storm Alert meteorologist Clay Smith.
Your current Milligan Vein temperature is 54 degrees. MilliganVein.com.
Right now, someone in a Hardees kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardees. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Don Ledford's pre-owned vehicles are being sold for Black Friday pricing all month long. Why wait until the end of the month when you can get these big savings now? Come in and save big on our great selection of over 85 of the finest pre-owned vehicles you'll find anywhere. We have all brands too, including Buick, GMC, Chevrolet, Ford, Jeep, Honda, Hyundai, Mazda, Nissan, Ram Truck, Toyota, and Subaru. There is truly something for everyone. Don Ledford Pre-Owned Trucks and SUVs in Cleveland, the dealership to go to if you're looking for quality, variety, and a dealership you can trust to back up every pre-owned vehicle that they sell. Go online to donledford.com and review the vehicles you're interested in, and then visit our showroom at 4595 North Lee Highway in Cleveland to inspect and test drive your choice. You'll get a great deal during this annual event. So come in today to Don Ledford's Pre-Owned Center in Cleveland, where we've been selling pre-owned vehicles you can trust since 1981. Hurry! This sale ends December 1st, 2025.
Chattanooga, thank you for voting Alon Planning Partners the #1 investment advisory firm. We're honored to serve you, helping families plan for retirement, invest wisely, and live with peace of mind. Visit us anytime at alonplanning.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The Best of the Best contest is open to and voted on by the general public. A Best of award does not imply any specific level of investment expertise or skill.
Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
Hey, this is Alfonso, the general manager of Crown Cleveland, your local home for Jeep and Ram. I'm here to announce that we have revamped our express lane. We are fully staffed and ready to take care of all your quick lube and oil needs. Please Google Crown Cleveland and see our great service specials.
From the Kia of Cleveland Studios, this is ESPN Cleveland 1013, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland 1013.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making the top of your house the best it can be. Visit bestbuymetalroofing.com.
Auburn this week, and you know how they got rid of their problem and how they're going to beat Alabama, and you know that's good. You know, you got hopes and dreams, but let's be real. Nobody thinks Auburn's beating Alabama. Y'all are projecting what you want. You want Auburn to beat Alabama, and I get it. You know, we're big brother. You're little brother. We're big brother, and you want to beat us. That's a noble cause. You're good fans, all of you. But it may come down to, you know, fourth and forever, but at the end of the game, we're going to have at least one more point than they do. But, Paul, I just wanted to call in and just tell everybody how grateful I am for you know, this audience, the listening audience, and some of the people I've got to, you know, interact with through your show, and for you, Paul. And I hadn't been able to call as much as I used to. I started a new position at work, which I'm grateful for, and I don't get to listen to the first 2 hours of your show like I used to, but I go home and try and catch the podcast each night. But I just wanted to wish you and your wife and your whole crew a happy Thanksgiving, and really everybody out there, happy Thanksgiving to y'all. And just safe travels to everybody listening. Safe travels. Be careful. The interstates, it's loaded down right now, so just be careful. And God bless y'all, and happy Thanksgiving. Roll Tide, Paul.
Thank you, Tanner. Be safe out there. I don't know why it's just so many of the calls today have been so heartfelt and emotional. It's been quite a moving afternoon here. Reese is up next in Louisiana. Hello, Reese. Good afternoon.
Hey, Paul. How are you, man?
We are doing great. Thank you.
Hello, Paul. Hey, what do you think about Kiffin
Reese, go ahead.
in the middle of the season to coach at LSU?
I don't like it, Reese. I think it's a bad look for everybody, frankly.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that. But, I mean, potential playoff run, everything, just doesn't really sit good with me for a new head coach to come into a program after leaving a team that way.
No, and probably the guy who could least afford another black mark on his reputation would be Lane Kiffin. And I think, I really do believe Kiffin has tried to do this as well as he can, but it's possibly going to blow up in his face, and he may not care, and he can say he's doing it for his family, but he can. It's going to if he does not stay in Oxford, and right now most of the betting markets don't think he will. It's going to haunt him. It's going to haunt his reputation, but I'm not sure that really matters, considering he had a rough reputation. He rebuilt it. He's now at the epicenter of college football, and here we go again.
Yeah, well, happy Blackout Wednesday. You have a good one. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much. Great to hear from you. Ashton is in Mississippi. Ashton, go right ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Paul, thank you, and happy Thanksgiving. I want to say thank you to you and the SEC crew for coming to Starkville a few weeks ago. So I have a question regarding Jeff Lebby and the quarterback situation for the Egg Bowl, because it's a controversial topic in Starkville, and I'm a student there, so I'm all in it. Who do you think should start at quarterback against Ole Miss? Because we've seen Kamario Taylor do great things. He's a freshman who could possibly have the quarterback role next year if he stays. Why would you allow Blake Shapen to play quarterback when really he's been struggling? And the O-line might be the problem, but Kamario Taylor can move and has a run threat. I just want to hear your opinions on that.
Yeah, listen, I can't answer. Thanks for the call, Ashton. I can't answer for Jeff Lebby. He's a great mind, and we were there 4 weeks ago talking to him. But I think sometimes in a game like this of such emotion, you're probably thinking, let's not give the game away, and that would be my thought process. I appreciate the call. Smitty is in Mobile, Alabama. Hello, Smitty. Go right ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Paul? How's everything?
Hey there.
Hey, yeah, man, I just wanted to call in, man, and just, first of all, thankful for my pops, man. My pops was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and my daughter surprised him with football tickets to the game. That was his first game, man, so I just want to be thankful for that, man. Roll Tide. We bought him a German Shepherd when he retired. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer, man, and his German Shepherd passed away. So, man, just thankful, man, and for family and friends, man. And also, man, I just wanted to say, I heard you on Stephen A. Smith this morning. Do us all a favor and let him join you on the show one day, Paul. We have to, man. We have to eat Smith up. He said he wanted to be a part of us, Paul. He talked a whole lot of trash this morning, man, but we want, look, you make sure next time you be on, tell them that the caller said we would love for you to come on and just sit down for 1 hour, and he won't want to sit down no more, man. Thank you so much for taking my call, Paul, and Roll Tide.
Thank you, and all the very best, Smitty, to your dad. Let's hope he continues with great progress. Yeah, listen, I do with Stephen A. all the time. Today was utterly off the rails. Last week was too. The topic was Lane Kiffin. It went into outer space, but I think sometimes that happens if you haven't seen it. I'm on there with Stephen A. and Doggy, and it felt like something right out of the WWE. Why don't we take a break? We still have 45 minutes remaining. Thank you. All the best. We'll take a short break right now, and we're coming right back with the remainder of the show.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form, and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
The new home for ESPN Radio is ESPN Cleveland 101.3. From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center, here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441.
Peaks of sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures will start in the 50s before sharply dropping this afternoon all the way to around 40 by sunset. Overnight lows will drop to around freezing with clear skies, and Thanksgiving Day feature plenty of sunshine, but you're going to want to grab the jacket. Highs will be in the 40s. For the latest, download the Local 3 weather app. I'm Storm Alert meteorologist Clay Smith.
This is John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway, announcing our Black Friday and Saturday blowout. The first 20 new Kia buyers on Black Friday and Saturday will receive a flat-screen TV. Plus, trade in that old turkey you're driving and get up to $8,000 over Kelly Blue Book market value. That's right, up to $8,000 more for any trade in any condition. Plus, we'll buy your car for cash, even if you don't buy a car from us. Got foul credit? Don't sweat it. Our lenders will say yes to you and yes to your situation. So quit that old car, cold turkey, and get up to $8,000 for your trade-in. Don't forget, the first 20 new Kia buyers on Black Friday and Saturday will receive a flat-screen TV. Come see me, John Davis, during the Season of New Traditions sales event at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where trading your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Negative trade equity finance when new loan subject to lender approval. Expires month end.
KiaofCleveland.com. Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
The countdown is on. 6 days of Black Friday deals through November 29th. Kick it off with the best offer of the year. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free on every tire in stock. Stack the savings with up to $120 back from Firestone, up to $100 from Goodyear. Plus, all week enjoy $10 off oil changes on a free alignment check with any 4-tire purchase. Hurry to Cleveland Tire Center, North Lee Highway in Cleveland. When the week ends, the savings disappear.
Welcome to Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive excellence is our top priority. At Mountain View Nissan, we take pride in offering you the finest selection of vehicles.
United Structural Systems is currently looking to expand their teams at both their Cleveland and Knoxville offices. They offer first-class benefits with medical, dental, vision, and ancillary benefits. PTO upon hire date, referral bonuses up to $2,500 per referral, 401k, and weekly production bonuses. They even offer career paths, leadership development training, and employee-sponsored industry certifications. If you're interested in joining, please go online to ussTN.com/careers or call them at 423-455-5509. That's 423-455-5509.
Are you ready to retire smarter, healthier, and with more confidence? Hi, I'm Gary Thurman, CEO of Guardian Investment Advisor. Join us each week on Plan Today, Own Tomorrow as we dive into real solutions for your retirement game plan. From income planning to investment strategies, Medicare, taxes, and Social Security, we got the expert insight you need to make your next chapter your best chapter. Tune in every Saturday at 8 a.m. for Plan Today, Own Tomorrow on Oldies 99.1 FM.
Giants Patriots Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Also streaming on the all-new ESPN app.
And again, from all of us here, happy Thanksgiving. A very festive and blessed day tomorrow with your family and friends. We asked this question, and And the reaction has been unbelievable. Just simple question, what's the nicest thing you can say about your arch rival? And we've gotten millions of responses. I know some Auburn fans that are otherwise nice people. That's very nice. That should be, well, is that really what the Iron Bowl is supposed to be about? Nice comments. Another one, A&M is a really good school. If you've never been to the Chili Fest, then you're missing out on one of life's masterpieces. So two really positive. I'm expecting maybe keep going. The cheating for a few years brought life back to the rivalry after 20 years of Buckeye domination. Okay. A little bit off the rails there. We hear you, Jim Harbaugh. Brandon, the Nick Saban of Pressure Washers, has returned to the show.
Oh, fine, Bum. How you doing, my black hat brother?
We are doing great. Thank you.
Paul, I missed your show for the first time since I've been calling in yesterday. I've had supervisors breathing down my neck, and I'm going to tell you, Paul, I miss Paul Feinbaum. I couldn't go another day, so I brought my phone today, and I've been listening to the show. But I miss Paul Feinbaum, so I'm glad I'm able to talk to you, Paul.
We can't have that.
I know it, Paul. I'm going to tell you, Paul, you need to lock your doors, turn your radios and TVs up, strap yourselves in because it's Iron Bowl week, baby, and I can't wait for Saturday, Paul. You had the kick six. You had the 2019 game where they went back and forth. I attended that Iron Bowl, Paul, and Auburn ended up winning. You have the 4 overtime game in 21, and then you have the most recent 4th and 31, the grave digger, the play where Auburn's hopes and dreams came to die. Anything can happen in this stadium, Paul. I don't care what rivalry there is. Baseball, basketball, volleyball, even crochet. It don't matter. Nothing compares to the Iron Bowl. And I want to set the scene for you real quick, Paul. Scene Saturday night, Alabama's rolling up to Jordan-Hare Stadium. The sun has set. The temperatures have dropped. The fans are going back and forth. Roll Tide, War Eagles. The kick six call from Rod Bramblett is being played over the loudspeaker, sending chills down your back. I don't care what fan you are that sends chills down your back. But when it's all said and done, Paul, and that clock strikes 0, the final result is Alabama has done to Auburn what has been a trend to them all season, and that's gave Auburn an ass whooping. You have a great Thanksgiving, Paul. Everybody in the back, all the callers. Roll Tide, Paul Feinbaum. The pressure washer is out.
Thank you, Brandon. Have a great day with your family. Rick is up next in Houston. Rick, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Paul. So, things I'm thankful for, Paul, I have to admit that I am thankful that this Lane Kiffin drama is going to come to an end at some point. I speak in jest, but Paul, as we go past Thanksgiving tomorrow and we head into the Christmas season, I just want to wish everybody out there a very Merry Christmas, and hope that everyone gets to enjoy being around their loved ones, and remember what the season is all about. Paul, I want to wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving, and as I said, a very Merry Christmas. And I'm very thankful for the friends and the time that you've given me on the show, Paul. It means a lot to me, and that's really all I have to say today, Paul.
You be well, Rick, and thank you so much for the kind words. Michael in Mobile, Alabama, is up next. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Paul. Do I sound okay?
You sound great.
Yes, man. All right. So my question is like, the rest of the state, like Southeast, is asking, why would anybody want to go to Florida and go make money in Florida? Florida, when you make $10 in Florida, you keep your $10. The state of Alabama, the state of Mississippi, you give $1 out of every 10 to the state. What for? I don't know. Whatever they do with it, but they don't do much. But the fact is you keep your money that you earn in the state of Florida. That's the reason, players go there, because when I give a player $1 million in Florida, guess what? He keeps that $1 million. In the state of Alabama, you give that player $1 million, what does he get? Oh.
Well, hey, thanks for the call, Michael. I am not thank you, Michael. I am not a tax expert. I remember one thing, Lane Kiffin has lived in the state of Florida. I think he's pretty well aware of what the tax situation is, and if he chooses to go there, I'm sure that's the main reason. Shannon is up next in Augusta. Hello, Shannon.
Hello, Paul. Thank you so much for taking my call today. I just wanted a message of gratitude to be out there, like some of the other callers. Paul, today is a day that I really think about one of my favorite philosophers, Cicero, who has the quote, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others." And I think that is so true.
Wow.
I just wanted to say I'm thankful for the show, Paul. I'm thankful for you. I'm thinking about you with all the things you have under consideration right now. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my Bulldog Tailgate group. We've been together for over 40 years at this point. And I am really thankful today for Chef Elizabeth from Oxford. That woman, she's hysterical. She's very positive. I think she's a bright light on the show. Her Bachelor analysis was perfect. And I've got a son who's going to be a freshman in Oxford next year, Paul. I can't wait to meet Elizabeth. I'm going to go to her tailgate. I hope she'll let me go to the tailgate. I'm going to go support my side team, Ole Miss, because they are fun and adorable. And so I'm thankful for Ole Miss. I'm thankful for Kirby Smart and my dogs. And just happy Thanksgiving, Paul. I hope you have a great one.
Thank you, Shannon. And I don't want to let the day go by without thanking. I'm just a host of the show. I don't want this to be about me, but I can't thank you enough for all the comments today that have really touched my heart and have tugged deeply at my emotions. So let me check in with Rod in Huntsville next. Hello, Rod. Go right ahead.
Hey, Paul, thanks for taking my call. So, quick one for you. You know, this whole, college football board and ESPN extending out the deadline about what they're going to do for the future playoff, who do you think is driving that? Do you think it's like the SEC commissioner and am I reading too much into it that maybe they're close to coming up with a solution to going to 16?
Well, let me go back and give you some facts. 3 weeks ago, we sat in Starkville and we're interviewing Mark Keenum, who's the president of Mississippi State, but he's more important to this conversation, the chairman of the College Football Playoff Management Committee. And he said he is in favor of 16 and would like to see it happen for next year. He also said he doesn't think it will. So I don't think there's any mystery. Unlike the Big Ten that can't seem to walk and chew gum at the same time, the SEC is in alignment. And if Mark Keenum said that, that's what the commissioner believes as well. You don't see public statements from presidents in the SEC when they're not on the same page with everyone else.
Yeah, you know who else is in alignment with the SEC is Notre Dame AD, by the way. So I don't know how much pull that has, but that should be interesting.
They matter a lot.
And a quick one, with all this coaching carousel stuff that's going on, you know, we talk about all the bad hires like the Lincoln Rileys of the world. Who do you think got it right over the last few years in terms of results in the field as well as, you know, culture?
Well, there are not many who have, when you think about it, because, Ole Miss did. I think that's self-explanatory with Lane Kiffin. There are very few that I can tell you are absolute. Now, listen, it's easy to say Clark Lee, but having been there last week, I mean, they've had a lot of dips, but they also believed in him, and it was a much lower bar. I would say Tennessee got it right. Josh Heupel has gotten that program big wins. They beat Florida. That matters a lot at Tennessee. They've beaten Alabama. Sure. They've been to the playoff. I think Mississippi State looks like it got it right with Jeff Lebby. That program has made a turn. But unfortunately, there have been some epic failures I can't think of a bigger one on the top tier than Billy Napier. He was a disastrous choice from the beginning, and the fact that he lasted as long as he did has only made that program worse, not better. And there's been a lot of phony buy-in from top down. I don't think the Brian Kelly hire was as bad as I think people make it out to be. I just think, and I include, by the way, I include myself in this. We should have listened to the people who knew Brian Kelly best, the folks that were happy to see him leave Notre Dame.
Right. Yeah, I'd also tee up the Marcus Freeman hire by Jack Swarbrick was pretty special. If nothing else, they got him for a steal at $4 million initially.
Yeah, no, I think, and by the way, Rod, that was not an easy hire to make because there was a lot of internal pressure, and Jack Swarbrick had to make a decision in about 24 hours. Do I gamble on someone who is unknown or let him leave to go with Brian Kelly? And by the way, that would have been that would have really helped Brian Kelly had Marcus Freeman not gotten that job. But mostly, I don't know. I'm not on Wall Street, but I think it's so hard to get hires right no matter where you are, whether it's in entertainment, whether it's on Wall Street, whether it's down at the corner factory. It is one of the more difficult things to do, and that's why companies pay headhunter firms so much money, and they still get it wrong.
Yeah. Well, Paul, I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and, as a retired Army guy, I just want to, think about those two National Guard soldiers who will not be spending Thanksgiving with their families tomorrow. So anyway, I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving, and thanks for everything you do, Paul.
Rob, thank you for saying that. That is just it's always a tragedy when somebody when a situation like that happens, which did today in Washington D.C. But it just makes it even more gut-wrenching on a day like this. Thank you for the call. Appreciate your service. We are heading to a break, and we'll be right back.
Out here, it's football season, where nothing beats backyard grilling, gathering around the fire pit, and cheering on your favorite team with friends. The yard is mowed, the lights are strung, and the grill is warming up. Whether you need to fill up your propane, get a new grill, or even a generator, out here, it's game day. And we're ready for it. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The new home for ESPN Radio is ESPN Cleveland 101.3. From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center, here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441.
Cold weather continues to slide in heading into Thanksgiving morning. 35 degrees in the city. Will be in the upper 20s and low 30s outside of Chattanooga. We'll climb up to the upper 40s, right around 50 for a high, mostly sunny skies. Friday, 28 in the morning, sunny and 47 in the afternoon. And then heading into the weekend, we stay cold. Saturday, 26 in the morning to 50 in the afternoon. We'll have rain showers Saturday night through the overnight and into Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, we clear out with a high of 50. Download the Local 3 weather app, free for iPhone and Android. I'm Chief Meteorologist David Carnes for the Local 3 Storm Alert Team.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Mix 1041 and Honda of Cleveland are teaming up to give one deserving teacher in our local area the chance to win a 2025 Honda Civic LX. Nominate your favorite teacher at mymix1041.com or on the Mix 1041 app.
Need cash? Check. Behind on bills? Check. Unexpected car repair, broken appliance, surprise vet bill? Check, check, and check. Time to check into Cash, your one-stop money shop. Check all the boxes all in one place. From payday loans to flex lines of credit, we've got solutions that move with you. The process is simple, quick, and designed to get you the help you need fast. If you've been approved, you can leave with cash in hand. Check Into Cash also offers check cashing, money orders, wire transfers, and even gift card buyback. Check your worries at the door and check into a store to apply. We have stores in the Chattanooga area, including Cleveland and Athens. Or visit checkintocash.com to get started today. Check Into Cash. We fund today to make a better tomorrow. Subject to state regulations, eligibility, credit check, underwriting, and approval. Rates, restrictions, and fees apply. Visit a store for details.
Do you know someone who always puts community first? Now's your chance to nominate them for a Community First Award presented by Cleveland State Community College. Nominate outstanding individuals for the Don M. Lorton Community Servant of the Year, Educator of the Year, or Cleveland State Alumni of the Year. Submit your nominations today at mycs.cc/CFA nominations. Whirlpool Cleveland is currently hiring for entry-level production roles. Starting pay $18.25 per hour, jumps to $19.35 per hour after 90 days. Benefits start on day one, including medical, dental, vision, 401k, life insurance, and more. 120 total hours of paid time off. 10 hours the first 3 months. Remaining balance after 90 days. Apply at jobs.whirlpool.com. Jobs.whirlpool.com.
Okay, we can calm down just for a second, have a little toast, give thanks. I want to think of our neighbors, Jim and Kara, for a second. They've had a rough time. Fly-by-night contractor botched their roof. Jim has buckets catching the leaks under his porch and those gutters. Such great neighbors. We are so happy that we got the Langley roof this year. We'll be snuggled in nice for a few decades.
When you see a good roof, chances are it's a Langley. LangleyRoofs.com.
For all of your security needs, call the professional security experts at J. Price Elite Security. Armed or unarmed guards, retail surveillance, transport escorts, high-value transports, event security, and more. J. Price Elite Security is here for you. Call 423-595-9573.
Have you seen what happens when a weed eater gets too close to vinyl siding? Ouch! Choose steel siding from Best Buy Metals, available in board and batten and lap siding options. Permanent siding from Best Buy Metals is custom manufactured to the half-inch for a perfect fit. Stop by a showroom or go to bestbuymetalroof.com to learn how you can protect your structure.
Sports history. Charles Nesbitt, who was a legendary photographer for the Birmingham News, has died, according to his wife. But this picture that we're showing, by the way, I don't think you could walk 5 houses in Alabama, including mine, because it's up in my library, of this picture between Pat Dye and Coach Bryant. It was taken right after Coach, they played for the first time in the Iron Bowl, which was Coach Bryant's 315th win, which passed Amos Alonzo Steig is the winningest coach, and they were at a hunting lodge on the banks of the Black Warrior River, and they were hunting cane cutter rabbits, and they came in and had a meal of rabbit stew, and they got everybody out, and Nesbitt saw them talking. I think it was in February, and he just snapped a picture, and it was printed, and it went crazy. And according to an article by Greg Garrison, another longtime and legendary reporter at the newspaper, it was hard because Nesbitt was asked by so many people to reprint it. And by the way, this wasn't today when you could do that digitally. You had to actually print. You had to print, put it in water and make it and wait for it to process. Truly. A legendary moment in time. Charles Nesbitt, one of the great photojournalists in this state's history, has passed away. And Greg Garrison, the reporter, who's still writing, by the way, I saw Greg about 4 weeks ago, remembering him today. Legend is up next in Birmingham. Hello, Legend. Good afternoon.
Hey, Paul, just wanted to stop by right quick, brother, and tell you how thankful I am for you and all the Feinbaum family. Y'all mean so much to me in my life, and you've been such a blessing. I'm so thankful for you, so thankful for Kip Keeper, and all the blessings he's brought in my life, allowing me to be on radio and television with him. It's been a great blessing, and just want to encourage everybody out there, if you're going through something this Thanksgiving, just keep your head up and know that you're not alone. If you still got breath in your nostrils, that means that God ain't gave up on you, man. Just keep going. I heard something today, somebody says, sometimes you just got to kick at the darkness until it bleeds daylight. So regardless of whatever your situation, just keep kicking at that darkness, keep kicking at that darkness. It will eventually bleed daylight, brother. Hardships often happen to ordinary people so they can have extraordinary destinies. So just keep your head up and know if you're still breathing, still walking, still around, man, God ain't gave up on you. He still has a great plan for your life. I'm so thankful for Feinbaum Nation, all the guys in the back, and Paul, and all that you guys do for us every day and all year long. Just to be honest with you, man, I think I'd go crazy if this show wasn't around. I don't know what I'd do with myself from 2 to 6 every day. I think I'd be in the nut house if it wasn't for Paul Feinbaum. You've been my psychiatrist and couch for 4 years, for 20-some years, brother. You've been my psychiatrist. So just keep that in mind on any decision you make. That Legend might end up in the nut house without this show. No pressure on you, brother. No pressure. No pressure. Just my mental health. Just my mental health. Just my mental health, brother. But love you, man, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And like I said, if you're in a dark place, keep kicking at that darkness until it bleeds daylight, baby. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Love you all. Legend has left the building.
Wow. Thank you, Legend. Thank you very, very much for that. AJ is up next in Pell City. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Paul. I just want to tell everybody, like all the other callers, wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, safe travels. And, Paul, I'm going to be a little bit different, though. You know me. So I'm going to tell you what I'm thankful for, Paul. I'm thankful that after Saturday, we're not going to have to say Lane Kiffin and where he's going. I'm going to be so thankful that puppy's going to be put to bed. I'm thankful that this Iron Bowl is fixing to be the demise to the Alabama Crimson Tide fan base, institution, reputation, dynasty dwellers, and be on a coach. I'm thankful that they're going to be on a coaching search by Monday evening or probably Sunday morning. And then I'm thankful that I don't have to hear Bash for 4 more days call in here and make up a bunch of garbage about how he is going to win that game. And also thankful for Tracy. I'm thankful that Tracy is not going to be man enough to stand in the paint with 10 toes this Monday and give me a good reason as to why he couldn't get the job done. And he's going to get his wish because we're going to get that Coach Can. And y'all can take that to the night deposit. I know Larry's going to be looking down, watching the game. I'll probably hear him stomping around because we're going to wear them out. War Damn Eagle.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Larry. Our first Iron Bowl week without one of the most beloved callers in his show history. We'll take a short break. We still have a few minutes remaining here late on this Thanksgiving Eve.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Things at Zaxby's just got sensational. Because now you can experience their signature Asian sensation flavor 3 different ways. Get that sweet, tangy, citrusy, zesty fusion of flavor rolled up in a giant wrap, drizzled on a salad with an egg roll, of course, or tossed on their famous chicken fingers. Hey, flavor this good deserves its own private menu. Or should I say, Zenu. The Asian sensation lineup, available only at Zaxby's. Who's got the sauce?
The new home for ESPN Radio is ESPN Cleveland 1013.
Cold weather continues to slide in. Heading into Thanksgiving morning, 35 degrees in the city. Will be in the upper 20s and low 30s outside of Chattanooga. We'll climb up to the upper 40s, right around 50 for a high, mostly sunny skies. Friday, 28 in the morning, sunny and 47 in the afternoon. And then heading into the weekend, we stay cold. Saturday, 26 in the morning to 50 in the afternoon. We'll have rain showers Saturday night through the overnight and into Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, we clear out with a high of 50. Download the Local 3 weather app, free for iPhone and Android. I'm Chief Meteorologist David Carnes for the Local 3 Storm Alert Team.
From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center, here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 1013. Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441. Mix 1041 is celebrating 25 years of being your home for the UT Vols. A quarter of a century of Go Vols. As part of our celebration, Mix 1041 is giving you an opportunity to win tickets to every UT football game this season, home and away. We're giving away home game tickets on UT Ticket Tuesday, presented by TVFCU. Road game tickets will be given away each Monday before a road game, presented by USS. Vols 25 on Mix 1041. For all the details, visit mymix1041.com. Take ESPN Cleveland 1013 with you wherever you go. Listen online at ESPNCleveland1013.com. Presented by Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. ESPN Cleveland 1013 is powered by Duracell.
Hey, this is Alfonso, the General Manager of Crown Cleveland, your local home for Jeep and Ram. I'm here to announce that we have revamped our express lane. We are fully staffed and ready to take care of all your quick lube and oil needs. Please Google Crown Cleveland and see our great service specials.
Don't miss the Paul Feinbaum Show, weekday afternoons from 2 until 5 on ESPN Cleveland 1013. Always topical, always entertaining. Paul Feinbaum on ESPN Cleveland 1013, presented by Hardees.
Feeling Drake May's MVP chase and the New England Patriots rise. Touchdown! Feeling that fire return. Feeling new energy in a bitter battle. Feeling all the feels for Giants Patriots Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Also streaming on the all-new ESPN app.
The NBA on ESPN Radio.
Edwards, right side three. Splash! Edwards knocks it down.
Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves go head-to-head with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the NBA's best, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Gilgeous-Alexander open three. Bang, he got it. And the Thunder have taken the lead.
The Timberwolves at the Thunder. Coverage begins today at 7 Eastern, with tip-off at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. Football Sunday on ESPN Radio. It's a critical showdown in the AFC South.
First and goal from the 8. Stroud throws end zone. Great hands. Caught. Touchdown.
C.J. Stroud returns for the Houston Texans, and he leads them into Indianapolis against Daniel Jones and the first-place Colts.
Jones looking, throwing. Caught by Downs at the 1 and in for the touchdown.
The Texans at the Colts. Coverage begins Sunday at noon Eastern, with kickoff at 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
ACC-SEC Challenge returns on ESPN.
One of the best events in college basketball.
Thursday, it's a women's showdown between number 2 South Carolina and number 23 Louisville at 7 p.m. Eastern.
No one has been able to stop South Carolina.
Then Malaysia for Wiley and number 5 LSU battles Duke at 9.
Wow, for Wiley! My goodness!
The ACC-SEC Challenge on ESPN and streaming on the ESPN app.
And we have some breaking news here, and stop me if you've heard this before. but Brian Kelly has been fired by LSU. It is now official. He has been informed in writing that he's been terminated by LSU without cause. What does that mean? That means LSU is set to owe him the nearly $54 million remaining on the contract, as long as he looks for a new job in good faith. So clearly, LSU has a law school, but they have not produced very many smart attorneys based on what I've seen in this case. Kelly's attorneys have simply squashed them and will get the money as he should get it. Let's get back to the calls, and Buck is up next in Georgia. Hey, Buck, go right ahead.
Hey, Paul, boy, that was funny what you just said. Lawyers in LSU. You made a comment a couple weeks ago, I think. You said Lane Kiffin is making $9 million a year, and you said, what's $2 or $3 more million? I mean, people don't understand how much $9 million a year contract is. I mean, that's a lot of money, and you hit the nail on the head. It took him years to rebuild his character, and if he leaves Ole Miss, which he should have already made the decision, if he's told LSU.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Buck, but I want to just say this for a second. I've spoken to Lane Kiffin, and he has said it publicly, but he's emphasized it to anyone he's ever talked to. It's not about money, and I know most of us have no conception, but when you're in the $9 million a year range and your agent says, okay, I can get you $14 million, it just doesn't matter because people that live paycheck to paycheck and have budgets and try to look at their future, know I've got this amount of money. That's so much money that it just doesn't, it's not about that. It's about where does he and I think his family want to be and where they're most comfortable. And you measure that versus where you are. It's always about, okay, if I can get everything I want where I am, why would I ever leave? Everybody has faced that, or a lot of people have faced that at some point. Kiffin is facing it right now. Troy is up next. Troy, you're on the air. Good afternoon.
Hey, Paul. Thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to say, Legend, that was a beautiful message there, man. And to quote the great Charles from Reeltown, Auburn is going to give Alabama a good old country boy ass whooping on Saturday. War Eagle.
Wow. We have not heard that in a long time. And I'm glad you mentioned Charles, because we lost him this year as well, and he would have been talking considerable smack this week. Kivo was up next in Alabama. Hello, Kivo. You're on the air.
Hey, Paul. It's Kevo, but I'm thankful you lost Buck
Kevo, I'm sorry.
a while ago. Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Paul,
yes.
Can you hear me?
Kevo, you sound great.
Can you hear me, Paul? Hey, I'm sorry. Speaking of Larry, you brought that up. I actually got to talk to Larry a few times before he passed away, and he's a great guy, Paul. Really good-hearted guy. Loved you, and I wish I got to meet him, all. But can you hear me, Paul?
Yeah, Kevin, we do hear you, but hey, thank you very much. I'm glad you mentioned that. Days like today, you just can't help. I know we got Christmas ahead, but it has been, I think, one of the most emotional shows we have had in a long time, and I appreciate all of you for hey, thanks for the call. Swamp Dog is up next. We'll try him. This is the third time we've gone to Swamp Dog. Hopefully, it is the charm.
Can you hear me now, Paul? Paul, can you hear me?
I sure do. Thank you.
Well,
yes.
Goodness gracious. Thank you for that, Lord. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad I got in. I don't know what was going on, something in the air. But, yeah, I just wanted to tell you, I did not know that you and Lane Kiffin had anything in common until I listened to Stephen A. Smith this morning. He had the nerve to compare your decision coming up to Lane Kiffin's decision that he's got coming up. And I thought he was kind of out of bounds on bringing that up to you the way that he did. And I thought him and Mad Dog was going to blow a gasket with each other this morning on that. That was a pretty wild interaction that y'all three of you guys had this morning. I couldn't believe it. It was kind of crazy to see. But I just want to tell you, whatever you do.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on today, but we have lost a few. Okay, keep going. Swamp Dog, we lost a couple of seconds of what you said. Keep going.
Okay, well, I gave you a little bit of a music thing there. I said in Birmingham they love the governor, and the fine ball callers have done all that they can do. And
Sweet home Alabama.
Watergate does not bother me, so whatever you decide to do, that's what you do. So we'll be supporting you all the way on that, and I want to tell you that. And let me say one more thing about this CFP. How can you make the number 24 team in their ranking an automatic bid into the playoffs? That just does not look right. They need to tweak that. I know why they do it, and I realize where it comes from. But when you say that this number 24 team is going to be in the top 12 and knock out the 11, 10, 11, and 12 teams so we can make room for this number 24 team, even though everybody knows they're not.
Yeah, hey, Swamp Dog, let me jump in here for a second. Swamp Dog, I need to hold on. Thanks for the call, by the way. I need to explain that some of this is built into the cake, so it does look crazy when you watch it. Let me go to Johnny next in Atlanta. Hello, Johnny.
Paul, thanks for taking my call. Glad I got in right before Thanksgiving. Just wanted to personally thank you for all that you do for so many people on the show. Thank you for all you've done for G. Thank you for connecting us with Dr. Glenn. And just thank you that we're able to, keep our prayers for Legend and Handsome Joe and Trey, G, and everybody out there. And again, Paul, thanks for everything that you do. It's amazing what you do.
Hey, Johnny, don't go anywhere. I want to say something. Johnny, let me say something here because, and we all are definitely swept up in the holiday. But when I think back on this year, there are a number of really amazing moments and things that I'll cherish. But I would say if I had to pick one right now, it was sitting down with you and G at Larry's celebration and just understanding not so much what he's gone through, because I've talked to him enough times, but what you have done. You're thanking us. Johnny, I don't think we have enough time for me to explain to this audience the love and dedication that you have given to him and so many other people. And I will never forget that moment, especially when we brought over Dr. Glenn, who has continued to mentor and pastor our good friend. But thank you for what you have done, because you deserve the credit. Thank you very, very much to all of you. This was referenced earlier from 1989.
Limited text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
4? Man, my drives have been getting weaker and weaker. The same thing happened to me when I turned 40. Men over 40 lose more than just their golf game. Energy, strength, stamina, it all goes downhill. I got Nugenix Total T2 and started feeling like my old self in no time.
America's most trusted testosterone-boosting brand is back. Nugenix Total T2. Crafted with a unique new formula that combines the ultimate free and total testosterone booster with a powerful nitric oxide booster that works in just 3 hours. Feel like a new man, leaner, stronger, with more energy and drive. Get your complimentary bottle today by texting BICEP to 321-321 now.
All right, let's test this out. Wow, that's on the green, man. Looks like I got my drive back.
Text BICEP to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2. Text now and we'll even throw in a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Your new home for 24-hour sports coverage. ESPN Cleveland 101.3. From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center, here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441.
Cold weather continues to slide in. Heading into Thanksgiving morning, 35 degrees in the city. Will be in the upper 20s and low 30s outside of Chattanooga. We'll climb up to the upper 40s, right around 50 for a high, mostly sunny skies. Friday, 28 in the morning, sunny and 47 in the afternoon. And then heading into the weekend, we stay cold. Saturday, 26 in the morning to 50 in the afternoon. We'll have rain showers Saturday night through the overnight and into Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, we clear out with a high of 50. Download the Local 3 weather app, free for iPhone and Android. I'm Chief Meteorologist David Carnes for the Local 3 Storm Alert Team.
Mix 104.1 and Honda of Cleveland are teaming up to give one deserving teacher in our local area the chance to win a 2025 Honda Civic LX. Nominate your favorite teacher at mymix1041.com or on the Mix 1041 app.
Take ESPN Cleveland 101.3 with you wherever you go. Listen online at ESPNCleveland1013.com. Presented by Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. College football is back, and ESPN Cleveland 101.3 is your home for Georgia Bulldogs football.
Georgia on the mountaintop, and the drought is over.
We'll have every play of every game. Plus, you can listen online via the ESPN Cleveland 101.3 app. Georgia is trying to get back to the college football playoff title game, and ESPN Cleveland 101.3 has every game of the season. Georgia Bulldogs football is supplied by Wholesale Supply Group. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 is powered by Duracell.
Hey, this is Alfonso, the general manager of Crown Cleveland, your local home for Jeep and Ram. I'm here to announce that we have revamped our express lane. We are fully staffed and ready to take care of all your quick lube and oil needs. Please Google Crown Cleveland and see our great service specials.
Mix 104.1 is celebrating 25 years of being your home for the UT Vols. A quarter of a century of Go Vols. As part of our celebration, our family of stations are giving you an opportunity to win tickets to every UT football game this season, home and away. We're giving away home game tickets on UT Ticket Tuesday, presented by TVFCU. Road game tickets will be given away each Monday before a road game, presented by USS. For all the details on Vols 25, visit ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Welcome to Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive excellence is our top priority. At Mountain View Nissan, we take pride in offering you the finest selection of vehicles.
From the Kia of Cleveland Studios, this is ESPN Cleveland 101.3, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making the top of your house the best it can be. Visit bestbuymetalroofing.com.
Maintenance is no maintenance. That should be the dream of every employee at every company ever. Klay Thompson is A+. For John Morant to call him a bum proves that you're a bum.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2. The Dominique Foxworth Show.
It's obvious for the Bills. That defense, man, if you can't stop the run. Oh, yeah. And it's not even like slow the run or whatever. Like, no. Yeah, it's fine. They can run through in a way.
Yeah, people average like 5 and 6 yards a tote, bro.
Yeah, like, and of course, Josh Allen can be Superman in a round or two, maybe. 4 games in a row that this defense that can't stop the run is going to have to figure out how to stop it enough, or Josh is going to have to play out of his mind.
Check out the Dominique Foxworth Show anywhere you get your podcast.
This is ESPN Cleveland 101.3, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, and Mix 104.1 WCLE Calhoun Cleveland Athens.
This is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking baseball news, ESPN's Jeff Passon's reporting the defending American League champion Blue Jays agreed on a 7-year, $210 million deal with starter Dylan Cease, one of the best arms available on the free agent market. On ESPN, it's the first game of an NBA Cup triple-header. Pistons riding that 13-game winning streak trailed the Celtics 84-83 late third quarter. Spurs rookie Dylan Harper expected to return tonight at Portland. He's been out the last 10 games with a strained left calf. NFL, the Chiefs ruled out a trio of key contributors for their Thanksgiving Day game against the Cowboys. Right guard Trey Smith, tight end Noah Gray, and cornerback Chris Roland Wallace. Dallas receiver George Pickens limited in the one practice during the short week with knee and calf issues, but he is set to play. And Pickens is part of the biggest matchup in tomorrow's game, explains ESPN NFL analyst Jeff Saturday.
At some point, you got to stop explosive plays on the back end, and whether it's CeeDee Lamb, whether it's Pickens, whether it's Ferguson,
listen, Dak Prescott is putting the ball on these guys, and it's yards after catch. Can they do that? Can they limit that? Because defense wins championships, and we're getting into championship time. That's just the reality of what it is.
Chiefs 10th in the AFC, Cowboys 10th in the NFC. Packers running back Josh Jacobs out the last game with a knee injury, back against Detroit tomorrow in a crucial NFC North showdown. Center Frank Ragnow is coming out of retirement and rejoining the Lions. Should provide a boost for the team's O-line. His first game back likely December 14th against the Rams. The 29-year-old announced his retirement back in June.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. We're hoping you're enjoying a long Thanksgiving weekend. We're back Monday to break down NFL Week 13, plus my 100% unbiased reaction to Michigan, Ohio State. All that and more on The Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio.
To the war room we go. Mel Kiper and Field Yates are turning back the clocks to redraft the top 10 picks of the 2025 draft. That's coming up. Plus, as always, we respond to your questions, your takes, and your draft dreams live as First Draft starts right now. Hello again, everybody. And if we seem particularly fired up, it's because we are. We have a terrific show set for you today with Mel and Field and me, Greeny, as we get you set all week, every week here for the upcoming NFL draft. And this week, rather than looking forward, which we normally do, we're going to look back. We're going to look back at the week gone by. No, excuse me. We're going to look back at the season gone by and the draft gone by and figure out who was it that got it right and who was it that got it wrong. So before we start diving into the redraft, I want to start with a little no huddle here. Field, I'll start with you.
All right.
Give us a 35,000-foot view of the 2025 NFL draft class, a little more than halfway into their first season. Generally speaking, what are we seeing as the trends that stand out, the good, the bad, the ugly, and anything in between?
A reminder that guys who can be amongst the most highly criticized players at their respective positions during the pre-draft process can be just fine. And a reminder that guys that are considered the surest of things can also need a little bit of time to get there. I'll use a couple of players to make that example. Throughout the pre-draft process, one of the biggest question marks was, is Tyrone McMillan fast enough to even go in the first half of the first round? Well, as of right now, he leads all rookie wide receivers with 64 catches. He has the most receiving yards of all rookie receivers. He's just behind Emeka Egbuka for most receiving touchdowns. He had 8 catches for 130 yards and 2 scores in Week 11. He looks every bit the part of a number 1 wide receiver. Conversely, Abdul Carter was billed as perhaps the best player in the entire draft class. This guy is somebody that people thought deserved to be the number 1 overall pick. I'm not saying that won't prove to be the case at some point, but Abdul Carter has been a very quiet factor for the Giants so far this season. As a matter of fact, he was benched for the first series of this past week's game against the Green Bay Packers due to a coach's decision. Basically, he got disciplined. So it was a reminder that just because you have the immense physical traits, you got to hold up your end of the bargain as a professional as well. And at least in this one instance, Carter did not. He's going to be a great player. I don't have doubts about that. But sometimes we probably overtax on things during the pre-draft process that when push comes to shove, find good, capable, solid football character players, and you're going to be A-okay.
Yeah, not to, I think, overreact to good or bad now because it's going to change. And some guys, Patrick Mahomes, a rookie year, only played the final game. We would have been talking about other quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson being one of those. 1983, John Elway against the Baltimore Colts goes 9 for 21, sacked 3 times. Steve DeBerg comes in and bails him out. You'd have been talking about Dan Marino was at the end of the first round ahead of John Elway if you'd have redrafted that. How'd that turn out? John Elway is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, 5 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl rings. So I think you have to be really careful. It's an exercise based on real time as we see it now. Obviously, if we would redraft this, say, in 2027, looking back, it may be a little different. So I think we have to realize in real time, this is the way I approached it, guys. And I don't know what Field did. Greeny, he doesn't know what I did. Field doesn't know what I did. I approached it as knowing what we know right now, based on how guys have performed. this is who we would have taken. Redrafting it, like I say, in real time today as we speak.
It's the beauty of the exercise. And this is an ever-changing, it's an ever-evolving process, as is the case with the careers of every single one of these players. So we can only base this on the information we have now, which is significantly more than we had back in April, because you've seen these guys acclimate to their teams and all that sort of thing. So there is cause for some change to be made. Again, last week, if you were with us, you may have heard that we went back and looked at a year ago's draft class, the year before that, all the quarterbacks that were in that draft class. And as always, you can scan the QR code that you see on your screen. You can catch up with anything you may have missed throughout this entire season. We're with you every single week leading up through bowl season. And then when we get to draft season, we'll be with you twice a week, every week, leading up to Pittsburgh. Okay. As we get to Mel and Field's redraft, let me remind everyone of what the top 10 picks were in the 2025 NFL Draft. The number 1 pick to Tennessee was Cam Ward, the quarterback out of Miami. The number 2 pick, which was originally the property of the Cleveland Browns, was traded to Jacksonville on the clock, and the Jaguars took Travis Hunter. The Giants then took the aforementioned Abdul Carter at 3. The Patriots took offensive tackle Will Campbell at 4. The Browns, having moved back with Jacksonville, selected Mason Graham, the defensive tackle from Michigan. On to the second half here, we had the Raiders taking Ashton Genty, the Jets taking Armand Membu, the Panthers taking Teteroa McMillan, the Saints drafting Kelvin Banks Jr., and the Bears taking the tight end Colston Loveland out of Michigan. So those were the top 10 picks as they stand. Now, here's an interesting moment, because as Mel just alluded to, Mel doesn't know what Field did in redrafting the first 10, and Field doesn't know what Mel did. But I will tell you right now, Field, 8 of the first 10 picks that you now have redrafted are different. You and Mel are going opposite directions. Love it. On 80% of these picks, how does that make you feel?
That makes me very excited, Greeny, because it's going to make for some healthy debate here. And I'll be curious to see how many of the original 10 picks did not make Mel's next top 10, and how many players, as a result of that, cracked the top 10 that were not taken in the first 10 selections of the original draft. And just a note, Greeny, I want to make sure that I followed the rules correctly, and America knows. Number 2 in our redraft is still going to belong to Jacksonville, right? We are incorporating the trade as we go through our redrafted top 10 picks.
Yeah, one thing I will caution everybody that knows me and has been around me all these years, I tend to contradict some of the things I do say. And there's one little contradiction in here. And there's a contradiction because of being real time with expectations, real time with what we think they can be, yet maybe they haven't shown quite as much as they will. So you have to all factor in. I want to go against the ratings of what we thought of going into the draft so much, where we just discount everything we thought, Field. And I know you're going to be a naysayers. I don't want to discount everything I thought about a player. Yeah. And then we're halfway through the season now and say, let's take them to the curb. No, in some cases, in select cases, I'm not going to do that.
Wow. So I think the point is these 11 weeks are just part of the evaluation. Yes. You had the evaluation that you made through April, and now we have all this information that we've seen since then, training camps, mini camps, preseason, regular season, and the evaluation is a little bit more evolved, but it will continue to change as we go forward. Okay, I'm just going to start right at the top. The first pick in the draft was Cam Ward, quarterback, Miami. Field Yates, in his redraft, has not tinkered with that. He still has Cam Ward, quarterback, Miami, going number 1.
Yeah,
Mel,
the correct pick.
In your redraft, who do you have as the number 1 pick to Tennessee?
Jackson throws darts. Jackson Dart. That's all I can do. I mean, there's no other way to go. Jackson Dart was right in that mix with Shador and Cam Ward. And Jackson Dart, he was coming out of Ole Miss. He would bring it up all the different names that came out of there that didn't get it done. Jackson Dart, for not having Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatteraboo out now. The issues going on there. Brian Daboll's gone. Obviously, Jackson Dart had nothing to do with that. He did everything he could. Does he have to learn how to protect that body? We said Josh Allen had to learn that, right? Obviously, stiff-arming guys with the right hand is not a smart thing. Then he gets hurt. Design running plays, maybe a little too many. Bottom line is Jackson Dart wowed over this team, wowed over the rest of the league, wowed over every fan base, most importantly, the Giant fan base, who now feels like, okay, in a division with Hurts and a division with Prescott and Jayden, we got a guy that can put us right there with any of them. Yeah. And that's why Jackson Dart, without question, based on what we've seen right now, it wasn't like back in the mock, Greeny, you remember my mock 1.0 in January of last year? I had Jackson Dart going to New Orleans at 9. So I thought that would be a great pick for the Saints, all the reasons we talked about. So this guy didn't come from a third-round grade, and all of a sudden we're overreacting to what we've seen over a few games, over half the year, basically. I'm going Jackson Dart without question at number 1 to the Tennessee Titans.
Okay, I pondered Jackson Dart, but I stuck with Cam Ward, as Greeny mentioned, and I think the question comes down to this, is how much weight are you going to acknowledge that circumstances play into how these players look right now? You mentioned that Jackson Dart has no Malik Neighbors and no Cam Scadaboo. And yet I would take his supporting cast as currently constructed 100 times out of 100 over what Cam Ward is working with right now in Tennessee. It was basically a barren cupboard that GM Mike Borgonzi inherited when he took over that job back this offseason. And the first decision he had to make was, do I take a quarterback in Cam Ward, or do I trade that pick to move back and accumulate extra draft assets? The offensive line is a mess. Wide receiver room is the thinnest in all of the NFL. They have zero running game whatsoever. Yes, Cam Ward has been inconsistent. The accuracy has not been ideal. There have been too many turnovers. The big-time throws that I see from Cam Ward, those are the ones that keep me coming back for more and keep me thinking that this player is going to one day be considered special in the NFL. Jackson's done a ton to prove that he belongs and he was worth every bit of the first-round investment and a whole lot more than the Giants made in him. But Cam Ward holds strong at number 1 in my redraft.
Boo-hoo-hoo. Boo-hoo-hoo. Let's stop the pity party, Field. Let's stop the pity party. This whole thing about he's got better. You weren't saying that about Will Levis last year and the year before.
Who cares?
Will Levis was in Tennessee playing better than Cam Ward did in Tennessee, by the way.
Come on.
Playing better as a rookie. Nobody was giving him a pity party. Yeah. Nobody was saying, oh, that supporting cast in Tennessee is not very good. That infrastructure is not very good. Brian Callahan, Cam Ward regressed under him. What happened with Will Levis as well, playing out there with a right shoulder injury that required surgery. So I like how we give him, because the people didn't like Will, and he was a second-round pick. Let's not give Will Levis any excuses or any breaks. We're going to give Cam Ward a ton of them.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
This is John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway, announcing our Black Friday and Saturday blowout. The first 20 new Kia buyers on Black Friday and Saturday will receive a flat-screen TV. Plus, trade in that old turkey you're driving and get up to $8,000 over Kelly Blue Book market value. That's right, up to $8,000 more for any trade in any condition. Plus, we'll buy your car for cash, even if you don't buy a car from us. Got foul credit? Don't sweat it. Our lenders will say yes to you and yes to your situation. So quit that old car cold turkey and get up to $8,000 for your trade-in. Don't forget, the first 20 new Kia buyers on Black Friday and Saturday will receive a flat-screen TV. Come see me, John Davis, during the Season of New Traditions sales event at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where trading your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Negative trade equity finance when you loan, subject to lender approval. Expires month end. KiaofCleveland.com.
From the job site to the showroom, Wholesale Supply has the top brands you trust at the prices that work for your bottom line. With over 30 locations across the Southeast and over 75 years of service, no one supports our contractors and communities like we do. Wholesale Supply, built to supply, trusted to deliver.
Check out the fantastic savings this November at Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland, where it's Black Friday all month long. They have incredibly low rates, like 0% APR on the 2026 Rogue, or just 1.9% APR for 60 months, plus $500 bonus cash back on 2025 Frontier, plus $2,500 cash back on 2026 Rogue and Frontier. Want to trade in your old car? Nissan is giving up to $5,000 over book value when you trade, and they will buy your car even if you don't buy theirs. Shop in person on Exit 20 off of I-75, or visit Cleveland-Nissan.com. Payments are per month for 75 months. Does not include tax, title, or dealer doc fee. Must finance through the dealer, subject to credit approval, and pick from new dealer stock.
Duracell in Cleveland is hiring mechanical skilled technicians, $22 to $27 per hour. Excellent benefits beginning day one. Medical, dental, and vision insurance, paid vacation, holiday pay, 401k, tuition reimbursement, and more. Apply now at Duracell.com.
Are you in the market for a newer used car? Visit Toyota Cleveland, right off Exit 20 off I-75. Experience the power and reliability of every new Toyota designed with you in mind. And here's the great news. Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our comprehensive, no-cost maintenance plan for 2 years or 25,000 miles. Plus, enjoy the peace of mind with no-cost roadside assistance for 2 years and unlimited miles. Don't miss out on exceptional deals and the best customer service in town. Drive your dream Toyota today at Toyota Cleveland, where your journey begins. Toyota Cleveland, your destination for you and your care.
Here's some real magic. Refinance your existing auto loan for a better rate from TVFCU.
TVFCU, a place for all of us.
Call 634-LOAN.
Imagine a truck that doesn't just own the road, it dominates it. It's not just about the destination, it's about the journey. And our new GMC Sierra is elevating every moment of that journey for me. It's not just a truck, it's a lifestyle. Don Ledford didn't just sell me a truck. They saw the lifestyle I wanted, and they found me that truck.
Bradley Concrete and Lamcon Ready Mix is a family-owned business and has been serving Cleveland for 40 years. They work with customers large and small. Call Bradley Concrete at 423-479-4541 or visit lamcon.us to find out more.
You've been hurt, maybe in a car wreck, a truck accident, or a motorcycle crash. Maybe you were in a job-related accident, the victim of nursing home neglect, or injured by a defective product. It doesn't matter how it happened. What matters is that you were hurt, and somebody needs to pay. When it matters, call the personal injury team at Logan Thompson and get the money you deserve. 423-476-2251. LoganThompsonLaw.com.
Their head coach, and yet it feels like Jackson Dart, who has also had his head coach fired and his number one receiver and his number one running back, he feels like he's in a much, much better set of infrastructure than what we have with Cam Ward.
So we have a variety of social responses that I can read for you here, and because they're all over the board, as you might expect. At Aaron tweets at us, Jackson Dart is not going first overall in a redraft. Well, Aaron, you stand corrected. yes, he is. And yes, he did.
No, he's not.
At Lion Claw, here's the really interesting one. At Lion Claw tweets, the Giants would be better with Ward, the Titans worse with Dart, who has the benefit of the better team. That's really the sort of the argument Field is making.
Yes.
For the record, I don't necessarily agree with it. I'm just reading it. And the third one from Sace tweets, as good as Dart's been, I'm not sure he'd have done anything in Tennessee. That entire roster and staff are garbage. Here's the thing that I would want to remind everyone of. A year ago at this time, we would have been putting a lot of people ahead of Caleb Williams.
Yes.
Because he inherited a terrible situation with, actually, he didn't have terrible talent around him, but it was a
just overmatched coaching staff.
With bad coaching. The whole thing was just a mess. And now here he is a half a year later, and look at him. So could that be the situation with Cam Ward a year from now? Hopefully, for everyone's sake, especially his.
Yeah.
But no.
And I agree. I just make the point about the previous quarterback because the offensive line was terrible. It was a turnstile, and the receivers were dropping balls. And this quarterback has dealt with the same thing. It's
gotten worse.
So, again, it didn't get worse. It did not get worse.
It's gotten worse.
Did you watch the season that year? Did you watch that second year? And
we watched the past 2 years. This is worse.
Bad line, and they were dropping balls all over the place. All I'm saying is, Cam Ward's not going to third round in my redraft. I like Cam Ward. I like them better than anybody did coming out, and I still do. I got high hopes for Cam. But to say that right now, based on what we've seen, and what we knew going in of Jackson Dart. And he has not had neighbors, and now he doesn't have Scatterboo. And it's not like he's got all-world players all around him. And it's not like Tennessee's got a bunch of nothing around Cam
Yes,
Ward.
they do. Yes, they do. Who's the something around Tennessee? Who's the player that you say to yourself, we're building our roster around that guy?
Well, they thought going in that they had some pretty good young players. Ayumana had some drops, right? Ridley got a ton of money. He's had drops. I'm not saying you're wrong, Field. I'm not saying the offensive line, the issues there. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's interesting that we're defending and making excuses for a young quarterback when a previous young quarterback was dealing with the same thing or worse, and you guys were ripping him. That's all I'm saying. Just be fair. That's all I'm saying. Just be fair.
So taking Will Levis out of this, because we've obviously touched a nerve with Mel, here's what I will say, is that if my team, which is the New York Jets, who have 5 first-round picks in the next 2 drafts, could trade 3 of them for either of the 2 quarterbacks, I would rather have Dart. And I based on what I've seen from Dart and Field, I don't disagree with your general take that things are worse in Tennessee than they are with the Giants. I agree the Giants, I think, are a better situation than the Titans.
Yes.
But to me, I've seen some stuff from Dart that suggests he has a magic quality about him. And I don't know if Cam Ward does or doesn't. And I hope that he does. And again, to Mel's point, Cam Ward is coming up in his draft soon. It's not as though we're dropping him completely out of the realm of possibility. But I guess, Field, what I'm trying to say is, sometimes with young quarterbacks, you're just looking for something that says to you, wait a minute, there's something special here. And I feel like we've seen that from Dart. Do you not feel that way?
Oh, I feel like we've seen it. He's going to go very high in my redraft as well. And on top of that, Greeny, playing in New York requires a certain disposition at quarterback. It requires a certain confidence that if there's any doubt about Jackson Dart's confidence, there should not be any more. He carries himself with a swagger that is undeniable, right? He is fit for New York. The Giants are in a very, very healthy spot. I'm sticking with my Cam Ward stock. I'm remaining on the Cam Ward Island here, whatever you want to call it. I am a believer in this young player. Tennessee has a ton of work to do this offseason, but as we sit here going into Week 12, they also have the #1 pick of the upcoming draft. So things are looking hopefully
that's crazy, Greg, to think that this redraft should take 2 hours, because that's what we really do. We really do. We're
I'm free until April 23rd. I'm free until April 23rd. So let's keep it rolling here.
I'm going to bring this thing in 50 minutes if it's the last thing I ever do.
Okay,
so
here we go.
In the interest of that, let's move it along. At number 2, both of you left Travis Hunter where he is. Now, Hunter currently is injured, and it was an injury that took place in a practice, and not even clear to me if he's coming back this season or not. But I think it is reasonable for everyone to say that this season was a massive disappointment relative to what we were hoping he might be. And I think I would argue, and again, you guys are the experts and the analysts, I'm just the host, but I do see this, and I felt this way at the time. If Travis Hunter is not both an above-average receiver and an above-average corner at the same time, then there's no way in the world he was worth the trade that Jacksonville made to get him. And I saw nothing this season that suggested to me he's ever going to be that. In fact, if I had to guess, I would guess that at some point relatively soon, he and they are going to have to pick a position and let him play that and try and excel at it. So I guess, Mel, I'll start with you. Knowing that, or at least if you agree with that, do you still believe Travis Hunter is worthy of being the 2nd pick in the draft, which is where you left him?
It was a lot to give up. We said on draft day, that was a lot to give up. But I think the fact of the matter is, what I would do, and I said this on draft day, Greeny, when we talked about Travis Hunter and Field, there was this. You pick your spots on the defensive side. He's exclusive wide receiver. He's helping Trevor. He's doing this thing at wide receiver. Late in the first half, when a team has possession there and they're getting the first possession to start the second half, pick your spots there. Late in the game, for last 5, 7, 8 minutes, last couple possessions of the game, where these games usually come down to the wire. Okay, so pick your spots when he's out there covering guys. Pick your spots on defense, but have him playing offense. Doing both, you can't be full-time doing both. It's got to be defense. I say, remember, what was the word I used? Remember, sprinkled in? I said, sprinkle him in. Well, if he's going exclusive on defense, he's going to be a lockdown corner. Sprinkle him in on offense. If it's going to be exclusive offense, sprinkle him in on defense. So sprinkle's got to be the word here. Sprinkle him in.
Agreed on that. We were seeing some flashes at wide receiver right before the injury that had me a little bit encouraged, Greeny. What is interesting is that if you go, like, by the end of this year, we'll obviously know where that 2026 first-round pick lands that Jacksonville owes to the Browns. there's a chance it's in the 20s, which if you go by any of the draft value charts, pick 5 plus a pick in the 20s is perhaps even a discount in terms of moving up to number 2 overall. The error of their ways may not prove, when we go to the results and not the process part of it, to be the price they paid, but rather the player that they took. I looked at this through the prism of, if they're still making this move up from 5 to 2, I think they're doing so only for a player that this organization believes has a chance to be generational. On top of that, while I am not totally sold on Trevor Lawrence, if you're moving up from 5 to 2, what do we normally see teams move up for? A quarterback. I don't know that the Jaguars would make the selection of Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, and the injury robs us and Travis Hunter of the chance to keep improving, as you said, and keep getting through and getting better. These guys are only rookies. They were starting to really show those flashes of brilliance and that dynamic ability, and we don't have a chance because of injury. So it's unfortunate, but Travis, they gave up a lot to get up there to get him. But again, we're not talking about him any differently now in terms of the expectations and the way they should handle him than we were a month before the draft or on draft day this past year.
The traditions. The rivalries. The drama.
Every week there was something magical.
This is the most wide open college football season we've had ever.
1, 2, 3. College football lives here. ESPN.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
This Black Friday, get your vehicle ready for the road ahead and save big doing it. Through November 29th only, take $10 off every oil change all week long and get a free alignment check with any 4-tire purchase. And the tire savings even bigger. Buy 3 tires, get the 4th free on every brand in stock, plus rebates from Firestone and Goodyear worth up to $120. Cleveland Tire Center, North Lee Highway, Cleveland. One massive week of savings where the name says it all.
Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Visit milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682.
Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Because of all the donations, mine is one of the lives that's been saved. 1, 2, 3. Never give up!
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Visit v.org/donate.
This is Sports Center.
trailing the Celtics 111-110, 17 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Knicks up 28-22 on the Hornets first quarter. After missing the last 10 games with a strained left calf, Spurs rookie Dylan Harper expected to return tonight against the Trailblazers. NHL, a handful of games in the first period. Bruins and Islanders tied at 1. Lightning out to a 4-0 lead at home on the Flames. Panthers up 1-0 on the Flyers. Brad Marchand with his 14th goal of the season. Blues and Devils tied at 1. NFL, Chiefs right guard Trey Smith, tight end Noah Gray, cornerback Chris Rowland-Wallace all out tomorrow against the Cowboys. Mike Caliendo expected to replace Smith. Gray's role will go to Robert Tanyan and Jared Wiley. Noah Williams likely in for Rowland-Wallace. Kansas City 10th in the AFC. Dallas is 10th in the NFC. As he gets ready to make his first home start versus the 49ers on Sunday, Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders telling reporters he's confident but not comfortable.
I have another opportunity to go out there, but in life you got to understand how quickly things come or how long it comes. It could be taken at any point in time. So I'm never comfortable in the situation I'm in. I always want to exceed expectations and I always want to grow. You know, in each and every week, I would want to put a better product of myself, be a better version of myself for the team.
Patriots starting left tackle Will Campbell on IR with a right knee injury is out at least the next 4 games. ESPN's Jeff Passan reports one of the best free agent arms available going to Toronto. Dylan Cease, a 7-year, $210 million deal.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Thursday, I'll tell you why what we see on Turkey Day will impact the playoff picture. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
So let me just finish this part of the conversation, and then we'll move it along more quickly.
Yeah, because 3 is easy. Yeah.
But with this part of the conversation, if we thought he were only a wide receiver, Mel just picked the offensive side of the ball, and we're sprinkling him in on the defensive side.
Yep.
And I told you right now that purely as a wide receiver, you could either have Travis Hunter or Teteroa McMillan.
Teteroa McMillan.
Or Travis Hunter or Emeka Ibuka. My point is,
I'm taking Travis because I know what you do. Yeah. When you really can't Greeny not factor in. And I get what you're saying. If you he's just a receiver, but he's not. So I think it is. I agree with you there. If it's just a receiver, those other guys will be right there. But when you say that he can be in those situations on the defensive side, a guy that can lock on and cover a guy and help you, prevent that team from scoring a field goal touchdown late, first half, end of the game, that value, that added value, that rare two-way ability that Travis Hunter possesses is the reason why he was who he was on the board and the reason why we're still putting him up there at that second spot.
All right, fair enough. I'm a skeptic. I don't want to be painted as that because I love the kid. Everyone loves the kid. There's nothing not to love about the kid. I want to see it work. But I have and will continue to have major questions about whether that trade made.
All fair. Yep.
Okay, so at number 3, the New York Giants, I will just tell everyone in advance, they flipped their picks. Yep. So Mel moved up Cam Ward, I guess in this case moved down Cam Ward to number 3, and it's you, Field, who moved up Jackson Dart. So Mel, if it makes you feel better, Field did show some love for the season that Jackson Dart is having and moved him all the way up to number 3.
He would have been.
Now I'm off the hook.
You would have been discontinued from this podcast, Field, if you didn't do that. Okay.
Does that mean I get the rest of the day off or no?
Out of the organization if you didn't have Jackson Dart going here. And for Cam, you can't drop any further. Cam's going to have to learn that what you got away with in college, you're not going to get away with in the NFL all the time. What Mahomes does, everybody's not Mahomes. So again, you can't put Cam any further, and you certainly can't put Dart any further down in this third spot.
Yep.
All right, so at 4, the Patriots, both of you have them taking Will Campbell, the tackle out of LSU, which is who they took. And I will read this tweet from Lion Claw. This is the second half of one that I had read earlier. He writes, Will Campbell is suffering from typical drafts where quarterbacks, defensive linemen, wide receivers go number 1. Why can't we admit he's the best player of the draft and helping May look like a superstar?
Yeah.
So positional value aside, has Campbell been that level of good in his rookie year, Field?
I wouldn't go best player in the draft level good for Will Campbell here, but what I would say, and you guys know I was a gigantic Will Campbell guy in the pre-draft process, is that the kind of guy who I thought had a pretty clear path to a 10-year left tackle career in the NFL, and that's what it looks like to me now. And I think the most interesting part about this is not that the Patriots stick with Will Campbell. It's that the Patriots bypass Abdul Carter. And I want to say this about just like the process involved with taking the player is that it may be that Will Campbell makes a couple of Pro Bowls, maybe 0, who knows? And maybe Abdul Carter goes on to become an All-Pro 3 times. It's way too early to write either of these players' futures in stone. What I will say is that if it is not obvious how much of a program fit Will Campbell is with everything that Mike Vrabel wants his New England Patriots to be, then you're not paying attention. On top of the fact that this kid has been excellent for them, excellent. Will Campbell also looks exactly like what the Patriots want their players to look like under Mike Vrabel. Tough, dependable,
Pair the left tackle with the young quarterback, and that's what we said. Pairing the left tackle with an organization with Vrabel and company, Josh McDaniels, everything working in New England. We talk about organizational stability, organizational competence. Then we also have organizational incompetence, right? How organizations can ruin quarterbacks and ruin other players. And we've seen that throughout the course of the league already this year. We're going to see it every year, each and every season. So we always think we got the best coaches in the world. We don't, okay? We don't. Unfortunately, this league, it's the NFL, it's the best in the world. They're not the best coaches in the world. Some of these guys are there, and we say, why are they there? They're not getting the job done to the level they should. So organizational incompetence exists. Organizational competence exists. And in New England, that's way up here.
So Will Campbell, we both agree, you both agree, has been terrific. At number 5, the Cleveland Browns, both of you have making a change. Mel has the Browns taking Abdul Carter, the rusher from Penn State, who, as we mentioned, has had an up and I think mostly quiet rookie season with the Giants. And you mentioned that he was benched for the start of their game this past weekend. That was for sleeping through a recent walkthrough.
Come on.
Take that for what it's worth.
Take that as, come on now. Metaphorically wake up, literally wake up as well. Come on. Like, this is the NFL. You're the 3rd pick in the draft. You make, what, $12 million a year right out of the gates. Like, you got to be a star, not just on the field, but off of it as well.
And it comes in the first week that after the coach was fired and the interim coach takes over and all the rest of that. Not a great look, but not disqualifying, at least not in Mel's eyes particularly, as he has him at 5. And then, Field, you have Armand Membu, offensive tackle, New York Jets, who's had a very solid year on the right side for the Jets at number 5. So let me start with Mel on that one. I think people might be a little surprised to see you leave Carter this high. It has not been the rookie season that had been projected for him. What are you seeing there?
Yeah, I love the word metaphorically. I feel I was going to bring into the whole.
That's what I'm here for.
I love that. In terms of Abdul Carter, I didn't want to drop him too far because I know it's a half a sack, right? What's he got? No, he's a great pressure of the quarterback. Hasn't been half a sack. At the end of the day, you keep expecting him to keep getting better and better and to build on this. And in Cleveland, you'd also have Myles Garrett. What did Myles have? 4 more sacks yesterday. What's he got? 15 already.
15 for the year.
It's amazing what he's been able to do. What Josh Allen's been able to do with touchdowns and rushing touch already tied Cam Newton, and what Myles has already done. I think he went past Lawrence Taylor, didn't he, yesterday, with most 12-plus sacks in a year.
Yes, 6 straight.
6 straight years with 12 or more sacks. It's been amazing. So when you have Myles, who I said in Cleveland, they wanted Myles Garrett and somebody opposite him, right? Remember, we even talked about that when they were picking 2. Could Abdul Carter be that pick? Remember it, too. We said a lot of people thought it should have been Abdul Carter. So when I got to 5, I said, okay, Membu's tempting, because guess what? That offensive line needs help. And he's had a heck of a year. So, again, when I talk about the left tackle paired with the young quarterback, that's what I was looking for. It's a right tackle. So I went with Carter. I didn't want to drop a guy down too far. And with Cleveland, with Myles there, Garrett, with Carter there, with Garrett, to learn and develop from him and be on that opposite side. That's why I went with Carter slightly. And I was tempted. I didn't know what you did, but I had Membu down. I actually crossed him off. Then I went back to Carter. Membu because of that O-line. And I think Shador's the answer at quarterback moving forward. I still believe that. He's going to need that fortress in front of him. Didn't have it, obviously, yesterday. That was forget it, no chance. Bottom line is Membu would help them there. Membu or Carter, I don't think you could argue with here in Cleveland.
I just love your determination on the Shador stuff, Mel, but that's a different conversation for a different time.
I watched the game yesterday. I thought the kid competed. It's a shame that they didn't let him.
As a Ravens fan, you want him to stick around for 10 years. That's what you're saying. Is this your Ravens?
I'll give it up after a while, but if you're giving up on Shador Sanders right now, you're an idiot.
Okay, fair enough. Armand Membu is my pick here. He's been excellent for the New York Jets. It's a meat and potatoes position, but when I watch the NFL, if there's a position other than quarterback where I feel like the supply is way lower than the demand, it's quality offensive linemen. Armand Membu, you, my friend, have been worth every bit that 6th overall pick for the New York Jets. The Browns take advantage of the opportunity to draft him here. Still have a lot of optimism surrounding Abdul Carter. We'll get to him in just a moment or two. That being said, Membu, that's a testament to Membu more so than a reflection of the fact that I think Carter's going to be great. Membu has already been excellent for the Jets.
And by the way, just was a social media, I'm not calling Field an idiot. Field knows that Shedeur Sanders still has a really good
you call me an idiot. That's okay.
You know Shedeur can still be a really good quarterback in this league. You would not be dumb enough to say that he's going to be not what you thought he would be based on yesterday where he competed. He made some accurate throws. He had him in a position where he almost tied that football game late. He showed mobility and escapability. He hung in there without getting any reps with the first thing. The first time I ever threw to Jerry Jeudy. I could have put Shedeur in here, but I'm not going to be. I would have been called an idiot because he went in the 5th round. So I'm going to respect that. But Shedeur Sanders, give him time, give him some reps with the first team finally, which we talk about organizational incompetence, okay? And we're getting these guys ready. We're grooming these young. We have a plan. We're doing it. We have everything in place for these young quarterbacks, and you got a backup quarterback who's one play away from being in there in a critical game where the Ravens could have been 4-6 instead of 5-5, and you got Shedeur out there dealing with guys. Caden says offensive line. Never heard Shedeur. Yeah. Jerry Jeudy never threw a ball to him. I mean, come on. And to compete the way he did till the bitter end and had them, down there. Forget the stats. John Elway came to Baltimore back in '83, and I think it was like 9 for 21 with 3 sacks. Josh Allen, a couple times in his career, I wrote what Josh was. Last year against Houston, by the way. You know what Josh Allen was in that game? 9 for 30. Wow. 9 for 30, right? Okay. When he played his first year as a rookie, came to Baltimore against Ravens, he was 6 for 15 coming into that game after Peterman had struggled mightily. So, again, forget the stat chart with Shedeur. Realize what he was dealing with. And the Ravens, after those first 2 completions, sent everything but the kitchen sink after him, right? And the interception, he was getting hit at the knee level. No, I am strong on Shedeur, as strong on Shedeur now as Greeny knows I was on draft day.
I love it. I totally got us off tangent there. I think Armand Membu has been great. He'd be a great Brown in this redraft as well.
Yeah, I would just sort of underline to finish this. Something going on in Cleveland does not pass the smell test. Like why you would have Shedeur, why you drafted him in the first place. I get that it was the 5th round, but why is he your backup quarterback if you're literally as a rookie giving him no snaps whatsoever the entire season, and the offensive linemen have never heard his cadence? Something just isn't right.
Yeah. And also, just to put an exclamation, I'll just finish this up. Go back to the preseason. The only reason Shedeur started against Carolina because Dylan Gabriel had the hamstring.
Right.
And Dylan Gabriel had the hamstring. Shedeur's not playing until like the second half in that game. So, no, they had a plan to put Shedeur on the shelf for a year. But when he's the backup, he's one play away. Right. So you got to get him prepared. You got to get those offensive linemen, those receivers working with them some. And to say it's not. That's why I said about, remember what I said about Bryce Young when he went into that first year last year. Remember they gave him no preseason reps. And he goes out early and says, you can't do that. I understand worrying about injury, but you got to give a guy a chance to go out there and play with his team. And so some of the things I say, organizations ruin quarterbacks. 8 times out of 10, it's not the quarterback, it's the organization. There's always going to be quarterbacks. I'll bring up one of my guys, Jimmy Clausen. Didn't matter, right? I get it. But 8 times out of 10, Field and Greeny, it's the organization that ruins the quarterback, and the quarterbacks would be good, and we're finding that out in the NFL all over the place. We're going to find out with one of the quarterbacks I talked about a little earlier in this podcast that I will not mention now that was unfairly criticized over a 2-year period, but we'll leave that alone because we got to move on.
CHI Memorial's Breathe Easy is a mobile coach providing low-dose CT scans, a type of X-ray that can identify signs of lung cancer in the early stage when treatment is most effective and cure is likely. A lung scan could be the most important 15 minutes of your life. To learn more, call 423-495-LUNG or visit memorial.org/breatheeasy.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Char-boiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
You'll save a heap of money with a smarter mortgage from TVFCU. Equal housing lender.
The Black Friday sales event starts now at Crown CDJR Cleveland. Shop over 275 new Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Rams up to $10,000 off MSRP. 0% APR for up to 60 months. Or no payments for 90 days on all 2026 Ram 1500s. Like a new 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn. Up to $8,000 off MSRP. Crown CDJR, the better way to buy and service. Visit CrownChryslerDodgeJeep.com. Approved credit 1667 per thousand. Finance on select models. Stock 424401 expires 12/125.
From the job site to the showroom, Wholesale Supply has the top brands you trust at the prices that work for your bottom line. With over 30 locations across the Southeast and over 75 years of service, no one supports contractors and communities like we do. Wholesale Supply, built to supply, trusted to deliver.
Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our urgent ortho walk-in clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
Do you imagine a career with flexibility and limitless income potential? It's possible by becoming a Realtor. The River Counties Association of Realtors, located right here in Cleveland, Tennessee, is ready to help you unlock your potential. We're your go-to resource for guiding you to obtain your Tennessee real estate license. We're more than just realtors. We're a vital part of our community. Partnering with local charities, we work tirelessly to make a difference. Join the River Counties Association of Realtors today, where your career can thrive and community can too. Visit rivercounties.com or call 423-476-5912. Your new path awaits.
.org/donate.
Okay, so let's move on. That one was my fault, Field.
That's all timer right there. That was great. That was great.
We move on. At number 6, the Raiders selected Ashton Genty in the draft. Neither of you have them staying there.
Yeah.
Field, you have them taking Kelvin Banks, offensive tackle, Texas. Mel, you have them taking Tataroa McMillan, wide receiver, Arizona, who has been spectacular. And because he plays on a team that maybe doesn't get as much attention, with a quarterback situation that maybe isn't as good as the one that Ibuka has with Baker Mayfield, I think most people close their eyes and say, Emeka Ibuka has been the best rookie receiver in the league this year. But Mel, you're making a big vote here that it's actually been Tet McMillan.
Yeah, T-Mac's been really good, really
awesome.
good. And, you think about with Bryce having him in Carolina with Las Vegas. Las Vegas, to me, and I thought going in, this was a good spot for that young quarterback to be brought into the mix. They're going to need that at some point. You know, Gino's not going to be able to play. What's he, 35, Field, 35, 36 years of age. And that division, come on, with Bo Nix and obviously with Justin Herbert and the great Patrick Mahomes, the greatest of all time, where you can't be a distant force. So they got to figure that out at that point. So I could have done something here that I didn't want to do because that would be another 2 hours, but I didn't want to do that. But should be a Raider at some point. If Cleveland doesn't want him, why wouldn't the Raiders want him? I don't get that. But I'm going T-Mac here to the Raiders. Need area. T-Mac slightly over Ibuka. I always say you can get the running backs down the road. I like Genty, but T-Mac with his 54 catches for Bryce Young and a key entity, I think 4 more catches in 8 games. So, T-Mac's done a really good job as a rookie. He has been everything that we thought he could be and probably a little bit more.
Going to be fun to discuss Jeremiah Love in the upcoming draft process because he's going to have a grade very similar to, maybe even better than Ashton Genty's from last year.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. But we have to be very smart about how we account for running backs being taken early. Not that we haven't said that a million times before, but the Raiders got in over their skis. I gave them Kelvin Banks. I thought about Abdul Carter to pair with Max Crosby, but the offensive line has been absolutely woeful this season. Now, you can tell me that Colton Miller, their left tackle, is their best offensive lineman. That would be accurate. I can also take Kelvin Banks and make him a right tackle if that's what this comes down to. I think Kelvin Banks has also been really solid this year for the New Orleans Saints. One of those guys that got overthought during the pre-draft process. Water eventually found its level during draft day, and the Raiders, in this circumstance, take him 3 picks sooner than where he ended up. He actually was my pick for the Raiders in my final mock draft prior to the draft. If I could say it all over again, if I could do it all over again, maybe they would heed my mock draft advice.
All right, number 7, the New York Jets. I have a tweet here from Adam, who tweets, Membu has been great for the Jets. Wouldn't change that pick at all.
Nope. And
Mel, you didn't. You left Armand Membu right where he was. Field, you had Membu already off the board by this time, so you gave the Jets Abdul Carter. With both of
Let me
those.
just say one thing real quick, Grady.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Membu here, I would have had Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren would have been the pick if it wasn't Membu. If Membu was gone. So when I had Membu here and I thought about him for Cleveland, and I think Tyler Warren for what he's done, and we'll get to him in a minute, but that would have been the pick for the Jets. But Membu has been outstanding, and certainly for you taking him at Cleveland, made a perfect sense.
Yeah, and I'm just sticking with Abdul Carter. Again, there's no offensive tackle. If there was an offensive tackle worthy of being taken this high, I would have probably considered that. A Josh Simmons type for Kansas City. He's missed some time this season, has looked good when available, but I ended up sticking with Abdul Carter here. The Jets, of course, have some decisions to make on some pass rushers they already have on their roster. They nearly traded Jermaine Johnson at the deadline. Abdul Carter, still a guy who I think 3 years from now we could be discussing as a 12-sack per season guy who has all-pro upside.
All right, so then on we go. At number 8, the Carolina Panthers, who actually took Teteroa McMillan. And in this mock field, you have them taking Teteroa McMillan. And Mel, you already had Tet McMillan off the board, as we just discussed, so you gave them Ibuka. And I would just be curious right now. So both of you have Tet McMillan ahead of Ibuka, which is the order they went in the draft. Ibuka started off with such a bang this year and then had the injury. But I'm interested to hear, Mel, the difference in the evaluation. I can see that they're close, but the difference in the evaluation, McMillan over Ibuka.
You're splitting hairs, really. You really are splitting hairs. You could go either way on that, Greeny. Emeka Ibuka was a heck of a player. We said solid in all areas, the way he would block, the route running, the hands, how unselfish a player he was. And what Ohio State has done in terms of just developing wide receivers has been amazing. They got a few more coming into the league not too distant future. So I think you look at Ohio State, the hits keep coming there. But Ibuka, McMillan, like I said, either one, whatever way you wanted to go. To me, Field, and you can settle it. I think it's a push.
It's close. It's close, but I think one of them just has slightly superior physical traits, and that being Teteroa McMillan. Obviously, the speed was the big question mark on McMillan. It was kind of a question on Emeka Ibuka as well, but we've seen some of the stuff from Teteroa McMillan as a perimeter receiver, some of the separation skills, some of the catch radius opportunities, and some of the run after catch stuff that only solidifies what I think we felt throughout the pre-draft process. This guy is a true number 1 wide receiver in the NFL.
So we have Ibuka and McMillan and all the rest off the board. And then at number 9 with the Saints, Field does have Ibuka going. So you have the receivers going back to back. And Mel has Kelvin Banks going, who we've talked about already. And then we get to number 10. and that's where the Bears surprised at least me, Mel, on draft night by taking Colston Loveland, who I think has been terrific, by the way. Colston Loveland.
Excellent. Yep.
He's excellent. He's an excellent player. And you have them taking Tyler Warren. So jumping Warren, which was the order I expected them to go with, to be honest with you, going back to last year's draft. I thought Warren would go ahead of Loveland. The Bears went the opposite direction. Mel, you have them taking Warren instead this time. Let's hear the thinking.
Yeah, so Warren's been spectacular for Daniel Jones. And I had Warren ahead of Colton. This is no critique of Colston Loveland. I mean, if Warren's at the Jets, then Loveland's here. And I didn't have it that way. I had Membu still there. If I'd have changed that, it would have been Colston Loveland going and remaining with Chicago. This was not a bad pick. This was not a questionable pick. This is a heck of a pick. Colston Loveland is a talented young man, and Colston Loveland over the last 3 games would have 13 receptions, but he's only been targeted this year 3+ times a game. Tyler Warren's been targeted 6+ times a game.
Correct.
So it's a little bit difference there. Tyler Warren, when you put them both together, and you say, okay, you got to make a pick here. That's what it boiled down to for me, Greeny and Field, is I had to make a pick for Chicago. Warren, because I had, like I say, Membu there. I kept Membu with the Jets. I had Membu up. I would have had Warren to the Jets. And that would have put Loveland still here. So, Field, I didn't change it. Obviously, you have Loveland and Warren both still on the board, as I did. I gave the nod to Tyler Warren for the reasons I just talked about.
Yeah, this is not how it works. So it'll be interesting if the conversation, what the conversation would be if those two players were reversed in terms of which teams they were on in real life right now. I think the Bears felt like they had a player who's not at the same level as Tyler Warren, but has a more similar style of play to Tyler Warren in Cole Kmet, right? A player already on their roster. Loveland, maybe the better mover in the middle of the field, kind of has some rare separation skills, and he has been excellent whenever the Bears have thrown him the football. 4 names I considered. Loveland sticking with the pick. Tyler Warren, who has been amazing. I thought about him. Ashton Jeanty, who, with the way this offensive line is blocking right now, he would be going off in Chicago, much more so than he has been in Las Vegas.
All right, and that's all the time we have for this edition of First Draft. Again, a few reminders and important ones here. Please scan the QR code that you see on your screen. You can hear all of the conversations we've been having all season long and keep up with us every single week. Please like and subscribe to the podcast wherever it is you get your podcasts, and tune in every Wednesday on the NFL on ESPN YouTube channel, ESPN2, and any of the other myriad places that you can find us. And keep those questions and comments coming using the hashtag FirstDraft. We love to read them. We love to answer them. And every now and again, we will mock and belittle them, but please don't take those personally. So, on behalf of Mel Kiper and Field Yates, I'm Mike Greenberg. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next week.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Is a 401k all you need to prepare for retirement? There is much more to retirement beyond single investments. Comprehensive financial planning is what we offer here at Allon Planning Partners. 423-315-1441 or visit allonplanning.com. That's ALLON planning.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Ready to feel truly comfortable in your home all year long? At Independent Insulation Services, we combine energy savings, comfort, and quality into one service you can trust. Our professional spray foam insulation keeps your home cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and perfectly cozy every single day while helping lower your energy bill. Comfort starts with one call. Reach out to Independent Insulation Services today at 423-716-3762. Your comfort is our commitment.
The holidays are here, and so is the sweet taste of peppermint at Chick-fil-A. Indulge in the peppermint chip milkshake, creamy peppermint perfection. Need a little boost? Try the peppermint iced coffee or go all in with the peppermint chip frosted coffee. The most delicious way to stay merry all season long. And don't forget, order any of these holiday favorites on the Chick-fil-A app to earn points toward free food. Celebrate the season one sip at a time at Chick-fil-A, located on Paul Huff and Keith Street.
This is ESPN Cleveland 101.3, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, and Mix 104.1 WCLE Calhoun, Cleveland, Athens.
This is SportsCenter.
It's Rich Eisen. We're hoping you're enjoying a long Thanksgiving weekend. We're back Monday to break down NFL Week 13, plus my 100% unbiased reaction to Michigan, Ohio State. All that and more on The Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio.
This is the best of the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio presented by Progressive Insurance. He's never appeared on this program, but that's about to end. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Available in theaters nationwide Friday, November 14th. We talked about it with Morgan Freeman last week. Now let's welcome in Woody Harrelson on the Rich Eisen Show. How you doing, Woody?
Hi, Rich. Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I think you hear this all the time, I'm sure. We met briefly, et cetera, et cetera. We met briefly at the Super Bowl in Atlanta. I think you were at that game, right? Between the Patriots and the Rams in Atlanta?
Yeah, I've only been to the one.
That's it?
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask you if you had a rooting interest in the National Football League at all. Or you just interested, hey, I'm in Atlanta, I can go to the Super Bowl, let's go.
Well, because at the time I was living in Lebanon, Ohio, I formed an attachment to the Bengals, but I mean, I don't watch it enough to, there's real fans out there,
Sure.
so I can't.
Okay, so you were just in Atlanta, you can get to go to the Super Bowl, and you just said, screw it, I'll go to the Super Bowl. Let me just check it out, pretty much.
That's right. And I brought my daughter.
I thought I saw you sitting with Danny DeVito. That's how I saw you, like you and Danny were watching the game together. Am I wrong on that one?
That sounds entirely possible. I know I was with Will Smith too.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it was quite the scene for sure. Let's talk about your film here, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Did you think when you did the first one that this would be a franchise that's now in its third version? Woody?
Well, no, I don't think anybody could possibly imagine that kind of thing. We're just super fortunate, and the movies, fortunately, are very, very entertaining.
Well, I mean, for sure. And I'm wondering, like, have you formed any bonds, friendships of just seeing these folks again? That must have been fun for you, because it does look like you're having a blast shooting this movie.
Woody?
I think I've done more projects with Jesse Eisenberg than anybody. I love Jesse. I love Dave Franco. Love Isla. Morgan Freeman, fantastic. It's just like, I got to say, it's a great group of people. And luckily, my buddy Ruben Fleischer, who, I met originally when we did Zombieland, and, then he did Venom. And, we've worked on several things together. And I just feel so fortunate that he came on to do the third one, because, you can get lucky with the first one and maybe the second one, but then like by the third one, who knows if you're going to have a good movie. So I felt blessed to have him, and I think he made a wonderful film. Really very entertaining.
It's coming up again. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Back for you to enjoy in theaters nationwide next week on Friday, November 14th. Woody Harrelson here on The Rich Eisen Show. Woody, we with somebody like yourself with so many credits, TV and movies, we have a segment on this show called Celebrity True or False, where we ask you about certain things that are on the internet about how you got these movies or anything that happened on the set to see if they're true or false. I'm wondering if you wouldn't mind indulging us right here on the program. And we have some great production value for you as well. If you can roll it. Hit it, please.
Celebrity True or False.
You can't handle the truth.
All right, I guess that's a good one to start with. Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
That's exactly right. Is it true that he taught you how to smoke for a movie? Woody, after you met him?
That's very true.
Okay.
Yeah, for Rampart.
Okay, and you met him.
He was telling me all the times you would smoke and how to smoke, like how to do it, like the way you hold it and everything. And I started, because I don't smoke anything legal, so I just started smoking joints, as if they were cigarettes. Yes. And so I got to where it looked more and more like I actually smoked, which my character did in Rampart.
So Jack,
Jack helped me a lot on that.
So I was about to say, what did he teach you about how to hold a cigarette, pretty much, or no?
How to hold it, and then particularly when you smoke, which felt like you smoke after everything, I mean, you got to smoke after you eat. You got to, like he had all these times that you would smoke, and the way that you would hold it in your mouth if you were keeping it in your mouth. I don't know. He was very helpful.
And you met him on anger management, I imagine. Is that where you met Jack?
No. I met him many years before that. Okay. And had a lot of, it was just from knowing him and, Adam Sandler as well, that they asked me to do that very fun cameo.
Woody Harrelson. All right, let's start with some other celebrity true or falses. True or false, you landed the part of Woody on Cheers in part because the casting director loved how you blew your nose walking into the audition. Is that true?
Well, in fairness, it is true, Rich. I was, Laurie Openden was the casting person at the time for NBC, and I came in very late in the process. In fact, they'd already kind of settled on someone, but they're just in case, we'll see some stragglers. So I came in, and what had happened was I was away from this play, Biloxi Blues. I was doing this movie called Wildcats with Goldie Hawn, and so that put me in L.A. We mostly shot in Chicago, finished in L.A., so I'm in L.A. A friend mentions this show to me, a friend I'd gone to college with, Leo Jeter, and he says to me, hey, I just auditioned for this show, Cheers, and I think you should audition for it. The part's called Woody. And I'm like, well, and from Indiana, which is where we'd gone to college. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not really wanting to do television. Well, anyway, so I go in and I meet her, and they had just fired the two guys I was understudying. So I was going back to do Broadway, which was my dream. So see, the problem with auditions is you're just too scared and too desperate. Actors generally get like this. It's hard to circumvent. But anyway, in this case, I'm going to do Broadway. That's my dream. I don't care. If I get it, okay, great. If not, so I go in and audition, and of course I did pretty good. And Lori opened and was like, can you come with me? And yeah, sure. So I'm following her, and it seemed kind of labyrinthian, we kind of seemed to be going through this door and down this hallway. And so I didn't know that we were walking into the room with all the creators of Cheers and,
wow,
all the writers and everything. And so as we're walking through the door, my nose was and I just honk as I'm going in the room, and the whole place burst out laughing. It was the room with everybody, and Jimmy Burrows told me later, you had the part right then.
Wow. Okay. You got a good George Wendt story then, Woody? You got a good one about him with Norm or anything like that? You hanging with him?
George Wendt?
Yeah. You got a good one?
Yeah, I do remember one time, speaking of memory, I was with, I thought we were done filming. This is the first time I realized that marijuana does not go well with acting. And I thought we were wrapped. I went upstairs, and me and G are smoking a joint, and then I hear over the intercom, Woody, come down for your monologue in scene C. And I'm like, I go down, and what would have taken one time, easy.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, Jimmy Burrows. Woody, are you okay? Yeah, fine, Jim. Yeah, let's just do another. And so, yeah, we had to do like probably 10 takes before I got it. Because it turns into paranoia, what normally might be euphoria.
Yes, sir. I got you. Woody Harrelson here on Celebrity True or False. All right. There you go. You got the part. There you go. See, we just saw it in person. Next up, on the set of White Men Can't Jump, true or false, you bragged about your basketball playing to one of the coaches on the set who challenged you to a game of one-on-one, and that coach turned out to be Bob Lanier. Is that true? Turned out to be Bob Lanier?
Well, he was one of the guys coaching us, but I don't remember if I've played one-on-one with him.
Well, I imagine you'd remember that pretty much.
Well, I probably did. I mean, any chance I got, I was constantly challenging people and trying to, but I can't imagine I did well.
Okay, so then let me ask you this one. Also on White Men Can't Jump, true or false, you bet Wesley Snipes you could dunk and had the rim lowered without Snipes knowing to win the bet. Is that true or false, Woody Harrelson?
That's partially true.
Okay.
The rim was already at 9.5 feet. The problem was even at 9.5.
Yes.
I couldn't stuff it. And then the lady who was doing the boom operator, she says to me, hey, why don't you stretch? And Wes had gone to his trailer, right? And by the way, we had been betting small sums, and I kept not being able to stuff it. And so he went to his trailer, and she says, stretch. And I started stretching. And then I picked up the ball, stuffed it first time. And I'm like, oh, my God. He comes back, and he's still kind of smug in the certain knowledge that I have no chance to stuff it. And so we bet a little bit, and I miss. And then I'm like, you know what? I know I can do this. I'll bet you $1,000. And he goes, oh, yeah, and shakes my hand. And then I went up, boom, stuffed it. And to my dying days, I will remember the look on his face.
This is the best of the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Radio.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. 0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
When life gets busy, Little Caesars can be there to help with hot and ready pizzas and more from 4 to 8 p.m. You can't beat the taste of delicious pizza at a great price and hot and ready for dinner. 3 locations, Paul Huff, Key Street, and McGrady Drive, or order online.
Watch over your money so you've got more to share. Use the Your Money app from TVFCU.
TVFCU, a place for all of us.
This Thanksgiving season, all of us at Honda Cleveland just want to say thank you for your trust, your loyalty, and for letting us be part of your journey. We're proud to be a 3-time Honda President's Award winner and a Carfax top-rated lifetime dealer. And it's all because of you. Right now, we're celebrating with special Happy Honda Day savings. Get more for your trade-in. Finance your new Honda from just 2.99% APR and make no payments for 90 days. That's right, no payments for 90 days, so you can keep your cash for the holidays. And don't miss our true certified pre-owned Hondas, too. They're backed by a 3-day return policy, 24/7 roadside assistance, and a powerful warranty. Honda Cleveland, your car, your way, every day. Just off I-75, exit 20, 1 mile east. From all of us at Honda Cleveland, happy Thanksgiving, and we hope to see you soon.
Okay, we can calm down just for a second, have a little toast, give thanks. I want to think of our neighbors, Jim and Kara, for a second. They've had a rough time. Fly-by-night contractor botched their roof. Jim has buckets catching the leaks under his porch and those gutters. Such great neighbors. We are so happy that we got the Langley roof this year. We'll be snuggled in nice for a few decades.
When you see a good roof, chances are it's a Langley. LangleyRoofs.com.
Voitic Center for Orthopedic Care treats all orthopedic injuries, including neck and back pain. At Voitic Center for Orthopedic Care, insurance isn't a worry because they accept all insurances and can even get same-day appointments or even walk-ins. Digital x-rays are even on site. Voitic Center is also a certified concussion care specialist. Contact Dr. Voitic and his staff at 479-3600 for your appointment today.
In 1975, we opened our doors with a single mission, serving our neighbors right here in East Tennessee. We adapted as the world changed. For 50 years, the world has changed in ways we never imagined. Through every challenge, every triumph, and every moment in between, we've stayed strong. And as we look ahead, one thing remains the same. At Andrew Johnson Bank, helping friends isn't just what we do. It's our business.
Gelman, who plays Maury Bauman, is here. You know, I looked it up because it's just, in this day and age, it's not 5 years for each season. This debuted in the middle of the summer of 2016. This has been around for almost a decade,
No, it's 10 years of, or 8 years of my life.
Right.
10 years of mostly everybody else's.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's crazy.
Did you, how was this presented to you? Just, hey, there's a script, there's a character, there's a role. What was it like when Stranger Things first wound up on your doorstep?
I remember I was shooting a film, Lemon, that I co-wrote with Janixa Bravo, and then that I starred in, and we were filming that, and then Martin Starr, who was he was like, you gotta check out. I remember seeing billboards. I'm like, what's that? And then Martin Starr was like, there's this show, Stranger Things. It's on Netflix. It's amazing. It's insane. It's incredible. And then I watched it that weekend and I binged it. I was like, it blew my mind. And I called my agent and I was like, I have to
So you sought it out, huh?
Yeah. I mean, at that time it was like, I still wasn't in the place of, what season 2 of Fleabag and Stranger Things put me in.
Right,
you know,
sure.
It put me in put me a little bit up the ladder. So then that was just my agent like calling the casting director, hey, can you bring in Brett Gelman to read for this? And he got me the audition, and I auditioned, and I remember like walking in there, and it was a murky like little scene. It didn't present any information. It was, I think they said he's a conspiracy theorist.
Okay.
That was it.
Which tracks.
Yeah, and so it was it was sort of a monologue scene, and it seemed like he was paranoid. And
was it something that actually wound up in an episode?
No.
Okay. So
no.
Okay.
And I don't even remember exactly what it was, but it was never in an episode.
All right.
And then I did I did it. And I remember like being in the waiting room and seeing this guy who was like, this actor who was like really like into it with like a hoodie up, over his head. And I was like, oh, that guy's going to get it. That guy, because he's a great actor. I knew him. I was like, yeah, I know him. He's like he's going to get it. And then I walked in, I did my thing, and then I got it. And I don't think he was supposed to become what he was, but so I'm,
You mean your character is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think like he was supposed to continue on in the way that I have.
Right.
And, but the Duffer Brothers.
I was about to say, when you put yourself in the hands of some top-notch producers and writers with vision, and they know where something can go, then obviously your character can go in a different direction than the one that you're trying out for.
Yeah. I remember like when I met Matt and Ross, I was like, he's like, you're Richard Dreyfuss, right? In Jaws, like he's like
I would
that.
go Close Encounters.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because
sort of that too,
And we all know the Spielberg influence behind the show, and how famously Spielberg wrote the brothers who created this thing. Like, hey, I see what you're doing. I see how you're tipping a cap to E.T. and things like that, where I guess what he commented that the nighttime scenes were more blue in the sky than dark, just like what he used to do back in the day for these types
they bring that in they have their own take on but are certainly incredibly influenced by him, by John Carpenter, by James Cameron, by Robert Zemeckis, these types of filmmakers, and Stephen King, and so I mean, and then I sort of was like, oh, he's kind of like, he's Richard Dreyfuss, but he's also a little Gene Wilder. He's a little John Candy, and it like started to feel like as it went on, it felt great. I remember in season 3, I was like, so what's the inspo with my storyline in this season? And they're like, I don't know, like Spies Like Us. Doctor. It did feel a little bit like that when David and I would be like in the golf cart going through the base. and I was like, and it was cool because it was like some of my biggest influences are the SNL movie stars and SNL adjacent movie stars of the 80s. So it was like, oh well, that's what I can bring to it. In my influence too is Aykroyd, Chevy, Bill Murray, John Candy, Steve Martin, these people.
I love it. Brett Gelman here on the Rich Eisen Show. So obviously I'm not going to ask you to reveal anything, and you did say while we were watching the trailer that everybody's minds are going to be blown by the 5th and final season. So what is the strangest thing of Stranger Things that you've ever done? What is the strangest thing?
I'll say of past seasons, the strangest. Sure. I mean, it had to be that karate fight was just like, it was something that I never thought that I not that I would ever be required to do, because I got big dreams and big aspirations always. Gotta shoot for the moon, baby.
You have range, Brett.
Absolutely. I'm classically trained. I am multi-trained in many schools.
Indeed.
And they were like, yeah, you're gonna have a karate fight. And that And I trained for like 3 months, 4 days a week with Taekwondo masters, Simon Rhee and his brother Philip Rhee, who would say, Master Rhee would say, you call me master. And he's like, you know why I tell you that? Because this is a very aggressive art form I'm teaching you. And that balances you so that you don't become a violent a-hole. He didn't say that. He was much more eloquent. And yeah, so that was, and then it was cool to show up, and the stunt guys, they're so amazing. And they see me walking in. They see any actor, they're probably like, okay, let's see what we're gonna have to cover up here and all. And I was very prepared, and they were really happy. And then it was just doing this karate fight on stage in this set plane. But also shooting in Lithuania was completely insane during COVID.
That's like pretty strange.
In Lithuania in the dead of winter during the pandemic. Very strange.
Makes you question your future on planet Earth,
just
I imagine.
everything gray. Definitely a recipe for a nervous breakdown.
But we're good. We're good.
We're good. We got through it.
We did.
And, nobody was hurt. So that's a good thing.
Brett Gelman here on The Rich Eisen Show. Again, Stranger Things premieres the 5th and final season later this month, November 26th at 8 Eastern Time. And that's 4 episodes with 4 more to go, split up between Volume 2 with 3 episodes on Christmas and then the finale on New Year's Eve. 2 scenes I got to ask you about that you've been in.
Yeah.
One that pops up on my algorithm once a week now, and that's the Other Guys scene that you do with Natalie Zay, the actress. And she's Christineth. I believe I don't want to mess up her name.
Christineth. Wait, is it Christine? No, it's Christina.
Christineth. I don't want to, again, because I don't want to
I don't
want to upset you.
No, it's Chris. No, you don't. I'll scream.
So, and Wahlberg and Will Ferrell, you got a backstory here? Did you ad-lib any of this, or what is this?
With that
scene, yes,
That's
sir.
like one giant backstory. You could have made a whole film about those 2 days of filming.
Okay,
it really was just like, and I mean, it was a crazy improv fest. The amount that was left in the ether, I guess. You used to call it the cutting room floor, but in the digital age. But maybe they shot it on film. Could have. Yeah, I mean, it was like 2 of the funnest days I've ever had in my entire life. It was incredible.
This is the best of the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Radio.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Looking to take the next step? Cleveland State Community College is here to help you define your tomorrow. We've been voted the #1 college choice in your county, and it's easy to see why. Flexible classes that fit your schedule. Learn on campus, online, or both. It's your choice. Cleveland State gives you the freedom to learn when, where, and how you want. Apply now. Spring semester is just around the corner. To find out more, visit registration.clevelandstate.cc or call 423-473-2321. Define your tomorrow at Cleveland State.
Do you think about your heating and cooling system? Imagine thinking even less about it and all for one low monthly payment. Dale's Heating and Air offers carefree home comfort. The trusted technicians will install an Energy Right heating and cooling system with no repair expenses for 10 years, all for one low monthly payment. Plus, there are rebates and tax credits for up to $4,100. Thinking less about heating and cooling just got more affordable. Contact Dale's Heating and Air, 423-236-4000, or just call Dales.com.
This Thanksgiving season, we at Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics of Chattanooga want to give thanks to the best part of our practice. You, our amazing community. Whether it's little smiles coming in for their first checkup or teens getting that perfect smile with braces, we're grateful for the trust you place in us every day. So from our family to yours, we wish you a Thanksgiving filled with joy, laughter, and of course, healthy, happy smiles. We can't wait to see you again soon. Visit us online at pdoc.com.
Happy Thanksgiving! Gobble, gobble.
Are you struggling to afford your medications? Direct Primary Care Associates with pharmacy benefits is the solution to your medication needs. With access to over 1,000 free generic medications and discounted brand name medications and a team of healthcare providers who work with you to find the most affordable options, you can rest easy knowing you're getting the best deal. Say goodbye to the stress and financial burden of expensive medication costs. Visit our website to learn more about how Direct Primary Care Associates can help you save money on your prescription drugs. Direct Primary Care Associates, affordable health care for all.
Need a new shop, garage, or other unique space? Explore post-frame building kits from Best Buy Metals. Best Buy Metals kits utilize steel trusses for the ultimate in strength and durability. When you need it to last, call Best Buy Metals. Stop by or visit bestbuymetalroof.com for your custom structure.
Hey, this is Eric Gardner with Volunteer Ridipest. Here's why we are better than our competition. We're local. When you call, we will speak with a live local person. Your technician will respond fast whenever you have a problem, and the money you spend with us will stay in our local community. Give us a call right now at 698-7205 and see the difference, or visit us at volpest.com.
Google Volunteer Ridipest. No bug will survive. Call 698-7205.
NHL, Tanner Jeannot, go-ahead goal. Bruins with a 2-1 second period lead on the Islanders. Penguins still leading the Sabres 1-0 second period. Lightning holding on to that 4-0 lead on the Flames second period from Tampa Bay. Rangers, Hurricanes knotted at 1 in the second. Also in the second period from Detroit, where the Red Wings and Predators are knotted up at 1. Flyers have rallied from a 2-goal deficit. They're tied at 2 with the Panthers in the second period. Also in the second period, Blues and Devils tied at 2. Injuries will sideline 3 key players for the Chiefs tomorrow against the Cowboys. Right guard Trey Smith, tight end Noah Gray, cornerback Chris Roland Wallace. In the game featuring 2 of the top passing offenses in the NFL. Packers running back Josh Jacobs returns from a knee injury tomorrow for that NFC North showdown against the Lions.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Thursday, I'll tell you why what we see on Turkey Day will impact the playoff picture. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
This is the best of the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Radio.
My radio audience is back here on ESPN Radio, presented by Progressive Insurance. Only God can judge me. The many lives of Tupac Shakur, from a man who's brought you books on multiple dynasties of the Los Angeles Lakers and the Dallas Cowboys, and also the life and myth of Bo Jackson called The Last Folk Hero. The author, Jeff Pearlman, is back here on the program. Why this book? Why did you choose Tupac Shakur as your latest subject for your writing?
Well, you know, all my books have been sports. My career has been sports.
Correct.
I've always been fascinated by Tupac. And for years, I was waiting for someone to write the Tupac book I wanted to read. I mean, literally for years. And I acknowledge I'm a very unusual person to write a Tupac book. I'm a sports writer. I'm a white guy from rural New York. Like, it's not who you would think would write a Tupac book. But I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting. And I always thought, like, write the book that you want to read. Right? Write the book that you want to read. And if I dive in and I interview 600 people and I retrace his steps, maybe that's the Tupac book I would want to read. So I just figured I'd like to break from sports, do something different.
Yes.
Why not Tupac?
What were you curious about that you wanted to learn about the most? Was it his manner of death, or was it his life, his upbringing? Like, what was it?
I feel like what most people know about Tupac are the base level things. All right, thug life. I Get Around, death row. I just saw, knowing that his mom had been a Black Panther, Afeni Shakur, knowing that he was raised with the ethos of a Black Panther, not really knowing the depths of his poverty, but knowing he went through something.
Yes.
I just really wanted to dive in and see what it was. And one of the best things about this job, I'm sure you feel this way too. Like, we get to sit and ask people questions that most people wouldn't ask. I can sit. He lived in Marin City. There were a lot during the crack epidemic of in America, and I was able to go to Marin City and literally sit in a car with the main crack dealer from Marin City back in that time and say, I don't know your world. I'm from rural New York. My dad, Stanley, was an accountant. I knew I was going to college. But no one has ever been more fascinated to know what you went through and what it was like to deal crack in Marin City back in the 90s. I just love that stuff. I do. I love that stuff so much.
Well, I mean, did you encounter some people who didn't want to talk to you?
Sure.
Like who?
I mean, I didn't get Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg, but they're kind of hard to get anyway. I did find most people, the vast majority, classmates, people who worked with him in music, even death row employees, were pretty open about talking. And I had two things going for me, actually. Number one, Winning Time gave me some cred, where I would just say, I wrote this book that became, Winning Time. I love Winning Time.
On HBO.
Yeah, and that helped a lot.
It did.
And number two, I had a breakthrough very early on. I think you probably read it if you read where there's a song he wrote called Brenda's Got a Baby.
Oh, tell this story, please.
Yeah. The song Brenda's Got a Baby came out for his first album, Tupacalypse Now. And Tupac, before that came out, was working on the movie Juice. And he's in New York filming Juice. And one day, every day at his trailer, he gets a New York Daily News. He was reading the newspapers. His mom would read him the newspapers as a kid. I'd quiz him on it. And there's an article called Cries in the Night. And it's about a 12-year-old girl in the Noble Drew Ali public housing in Brooklyn who was raped by a cousin, didn't tell anyone, delivered the baby on the bathroom floor, wrapped the baby in an odd lot plastic bag, opened the trash chute, threw the baby down the trash chute, just getting rid of the baby. It's the day the trash compactor is supposed to go off. And someone downstairs hears the baby crying. And I interviewed the guy who found the baby, and he remembered about seeing the baby, and the baby had a little blood on it. So the baby's taken to the hospital. There's an article in the Daily News about it. Tupac reads it. He says to Omar Epps, his co-star, I'm just going to go write something. And he writes his song inspired by Brenda's Got a Baby. Brenda's got a baby. Brenda's barely got a brain. A damn shame. The girl can hardly spell her name. It's great, great writing for a young rapper. And Tupac had an associate manager, confidant named Layla Steinberg, who I interviewed for this book. And Layla said to me early on, I've always wondered what happened to the baby, if that was even real. So I worked with a genealogist named Michelle Suley, who's an amazing genealogist. And I said to her, it would be amazing if we could find the baby from Brenda's Got a Baby. And she said, give me a couple of days. And one day she gives me a number and she goes, I think this is him. And she gave me a name, Davon Hodge.